It's a good tagline, that is called. Hello, Paul. You all right?
How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I've recovered. I'm a dark chocolate fan, Cole. Big news. And they stopped making the big Toblerones, but I did find a medium one.
And I'm back in my usual place.
You're back in the usual. We can see the
I'm back in the boot room.
Crisp. The screen is crisp. The kit room is bright and vivid.
Yeah.
No doubt we'll have at least one technical.
I've had Louis in here hoovering this afternoon.
Have you? Got bored, did he? There we are. Yeah, if we don't have a technical glitch tonight, I'll be surprised, Cole, because we always have a technical glitch on Don's Unplugged, so I'm looking forward to one at some point tonight. Anyway, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, show 55.
Show 55.
Fleetwood Town, here we go again.
Here we go again. Or do we go again? That's the question.
Wow.
One of our big questions for tonight. But yeah, I mean, first and foremost, it would be wrong of us not to, as at the bottom of the screen, to say thank you to our regular sponsor of this show who makes this possible for everyone. We appreciate him and his staff, Mr. Kaz and the Kaz Bar outside Gate 7 on a match day. Don't forget midday kickoff for the Fleetwood game in case anyone watches.
12:30.
Important. I feel sorry for the Fleetwood fans having to get down so early, but you know. Apparently, fans.
When have the EFL ever worried about fans?
Yeah, I say football's about the fans, right? For the fans, with the fans. No, sorry, that's us, isn't it, Cole? For the fans, by the fans, with the fans. Don's
hang on.
There you go. In tandem,
right?
Yeah, I know, right? EFL, it does make you wonder, mate. It does make you wonder. But no, I would say safe journey down to
Sky come round waving a check and they bow down, mate.
I know. But as I say, we hope they have a decent journey down the Fleetwood.
Yeah, indeed.
Sorry
we'll find out in a minute. Well, in a minute, about 8:30, our two guests that are coming on the show, what time they're going to have to leave. So it's going to be
exactly. But no, as you say, show 55. We will get on to some good evenings in a moment. We've thanked Mr. Kaz and the Kaz Bar, as always. And again, quality food. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't seen Kaz for a few weekends, mate. So I'm actually quite excited about getting.
He has noticed his takings are down.
I know. He's like, yes, it's down by 50%, isn't it? With the budget now as well, mate, and the tax, he's going to need to sell more burgers.
Yeah.
But there we go. Not milkshakes. You get taxed on those apparently, but then again, that's for another show. Anyway, on tonight's show, we have the usual features, including the one, the only Chris Kamara of the Don's Unplugged world, Mr. Luke Payne.
We like a bit of Luke, don't we? We like a bit of Luke.
We do. He's knowledgeable.
Luke's far too good for us, isn't he, really?
Well, don't tell him that. I'll get a big head.
I hope he's not wearing makeup again tonight. I can't be doing with that.
I'm saying nothing.
That really unsettled me last week.
Don't listen. Look, I've got no hair. Colin's follically challenged as well, so we can't say anything. We can't say anything. Anyway, we got Luke. We've got our episode 2. It's almost like a mini cast. Episode 2 of the Chris and Ryan Team Talk.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that last week.
Yeah, it was really good. And again, look, I know Chris and Ryan put a lot of effort into it. And again, thank you guys. And
I've seen up Chris and Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great little piece. That I mean, Chris asked me quite a while ago if there was any way he could contribute something, and we were struggling to think of something really. But fair play, they've come up with something unique. Unique.
We banged our heads together, Chris and I, in secret, code breakers with the Enigma machine. I surprised you last week with our new release.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight.
Absolutely good. It's a good episode, to be fair.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking forward.
So stay tuned.
Unlike the budget, it hasn't been sneaked out.
Yeah, we haven't released ours half an hour early. I'm sorry.
We haven't released this show yet. So
exactly. Give
if anybody's watching it, Rachel Reeves is not going to be happy.
She's not going to be happy. She's not going to be happy. Anyway, I'm sure she's an avid follower.
Hang on a minute. Apparently, it's live on YouTube right now.
Is it? Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, Rachel. No, we locked ours down. We didn't use the OBR. Yeah, cool. All right. See you later. Cheers. Anyway.
There you go. Right.
Joking aside. Sorry, we're in a frivolous mood tonight.
Topical if nothing else.
Exactly. On tonight's show, Colin, Mr. Butler, has an interesting theory on injury of the week. We'll go into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Plus, we look at the EFL Panini sticker books. If you remember those as a kid, they're still about.
First time for about 20 years, I'm told. Well, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at that. We're not going to look at. Apparently, the club are giving the books away free.
They are, which is what I was. Thank you for doing that. But it's been I think it's been a good 20, 30 years.
20 odd years, yeah. So
years.
we're gonna,
So we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk
yeah.
about the team. Also explore, as in Colin and I, the team, right? Because that's the team, not the team. I say the Dons team. We could do that, but we're going to talk about the possibility that Lecco. Sit yourself down at home because you're going to be shocked. Colin is going to discuss whether he thinks.
Like I'm going to discuss it. You want nothing to do with it.
I will talk about it as well. I'm joking.
Go on then. Tell him what I'm going to say.
Colin and I are going to talk about whether Lecco was hard done by with his red card. But debate if that was the last we see of him in a Don's shirt. That's the question. Anyway, we'll come on to that. We've also got this week, not one, but two, Cole. Two guests. Yeah. And I can tell you, one of them is our good friend Jack, who was brilliant for us when we played Fleetwood a few seasons ago. Now we've been sort of in different leagues for a little while, but good to have Jack back. But we've also got a bit of an EFL content celebrity in Mr. Nappers coming to join us as well.
Of the Codcast.
The Codcast itself.
Not the podcast, but the Codcast.
I like it. Again,
nice
I will say,
word.
Commiserations, obviously, with Fleetwood coming to League Two, but also at the same time, I'm really looking forward to going back there. Always had nothing but good hospitality.
And we're playing them the last game of the season away.
That
could be very, very interesting.
Very interesting. Could be.
If fingers crossed, if things go to plan, there's going to be a lot of people heading north that weekend.
Things go to plan. You've jinxed it, Cole. If things go to plan at MK Dons, come on. Steady up.
I'm hoping.
Next thing you'll be telling me, it's going to go all right on the night, as they say. Anyway. Let's get on with some good evenings before we get on with the show. What's that?
I'm not going to keep saying it. Dennis Norden. It'll be all right on the night.
All right on the night. Dennis Norden. Yeah, I think he's rest in peace now, isn't he, Cole? He's been
he's well gone, mate.
I say he's well gone. I remember that, showing our age there.
Anyway. Do the hellos, good evenings.
We will do. Stephen's joined us. Stephen, thank you. He said evening legends. Thank you. Appreciate that, Stephen.
Hey, Stephen.
First off the mark tonight. We had
Kerry Ann
as well. Said evening all.
We like Kerry Ann.
We do like Kerry Ann. Very Dixon and Doc Green evening all. Let's go back even further than your Mr. Norton there. Evening Dons and Donettes from Grant. Thank you, Grant. Look forward to your comments and your input, but later with everyone else. We also have Karen.
Evening, Karen.
Evening, Karen. Thanks for joining.
Look,
Where will we be?
Look, Karen.
What's in the bag tonight?
Just for you.
What's in the bag?
What's in tonight's bag?
Exactly right. Mystery bag. Where would we be without Matt, who's our regular follower? He says, evening, fellas. Feeling a lot better this week, thankfully. I mean, it's an interesting week, but we'll come on to a bit more of that in a bit, Matt. But thanks for joining. We have Colin Giddings with us at evening. Colin, how did you do in the quiz? Hopefully it went well. Let me know how you got on with that. It'd be interesting. Sheila is in the
building.
Sheila has not left the building, Colin.
We love Sheila.
We do love Sheila. Lovely to see you, Sheila. Thanks for joining us. She says evening. Good evening all.
Good evening, Sheila.
We've also got
Kane Sadler.
Mr. Sadler, yeah. There we go. He says evening. Thank you very much for joining us, Kane.
Evening.
Appreciate it.
If you haven't said hello or good evening before, come on.
Stick it on. Yeah,
good evening, Ash, or you could put good evening, Legends and Colin, and like somebody usually does.
I'm sure it's coming. It's coming.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Craig has joined us. A good evening or evening, Craig. Thanks for joining. Hope you're well. We've also got MK Chris. He says, well, hello all.
Well, hello all.
I mean, say no more, right? Hello all indeed. Evening, Chris. Thanks for joining. Who have we got now? Carl? I can't think who this could be. I'll hold for the dramatic pause. Good evening, Ash. Hope you're well. He says, evening, Legends and Colin. Another game we would have lost.
It says AJ Cole, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah, AJ Cole, yeah. Ashley's AJC. Yeah, that's his initials.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we've got all the ats tonight, Cole. We haven't got names. We've got ats now because YouTube have changed it all to be funky and hip. So there we go.
Oh, have they? Okay.
There we go. That's your handle. Anyway, thanks, Ash, for joining. It's another game we would have lost last season, but we rescued a point and was this the last of Leicester.
Yeah,
well, almost like he's read our minds, Ash. Read our minds.
I've told you we should not have released the script early.
We shouldn't have done half an hour before the shot's ruined it, right? It's ruined it. Unbelievable. What will the civil service say? Anyway, Stephen says Tranmere's plan of targeting Lecco worked. Yeah, I mean we'll come on to whether Colin, whether we believe that he was hard done by on
100%, Stephen. 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Anyway, hello fellas from
Don
Paulie.
Welcome back, Don Paulie.
Yeah, good to see you.
How are you, Don Paulie?
We've also got George. George joined and said, "Hi guys, good evening to everyone." It's another
George.
It's getting a bigger roll call these days, Cole.
Yeah, well, can we just do the roll call and not bother about the show?
Not at all. I mean, we always do the roll call. It doesn't matter how long it's going to be. Evening Legends and Colin. I will say, I spoke to Mr. Carroll this week. Yeah. Lovely to have you back, Danny, by the way. Appreciate it. His next comment is one that I think that you might want to be. He said, I'm currently taking bookings for haircuts. Sat back and crack with happy endings, apparently. Now, I hear a little dicky bird from Mr. Carroll because he sent me a screenshot of a message that you may have sent in error. It said, hi, babe, can you book me in for a haircut? so
yeah, but he hasn't been round yet.
He hasn't been round.
I accidentally sent my hairdresser, sent him a text when I thought it was to my hairdresser.
Well, see, if Danny wasn't going to make it tonight, I was going to drop subtle hints across the whole show to see when you clocked. But,
it's a good job, really. I never sent one of my usual texts.
Exactly, right, there we go. Anyway, Danny, thank you for joining, mate. And if you are doing haircuts, let us know the cost and breakdown, and we'll share with you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Danny. No secrets here.
Love it. Anyway, Craig said the only way to make football about the fans is to remove the 3 p.m. blackout. Then it wouldn't matter. 100%.
Yeah, like it is in the rest of Europe. Crackers. There you go.
But exactly right, exactly. But again, more to come on tonight's show, Craig. So thanks for the input, and say happily to grab some more input from you as we're going through it. Have a great show, Ryan says. Currently at work. I'll catch up when I finish at 11. Ryan, thanks for jumping on. And again, thank you, as always, to you and Chris for the content and episode 2.
Yeah, indeed. We're looking forward to that.
Later on tonight as well. So lots more.
Gives me 2 opportunities to go to the loo.
It does. You're living high life now, Cole. 2 breaks, not just one, giving you 2. There you go. And you also, so your minimum wage is increased today as well, but we'll come on to that. I just saw the OBR website. Yes, indeed, Kane, indeed. We did try not to break the Don's Unplugged news. Again, they just got form after today, haven't they, really, to be fair?
I blame that Russell Fordham.
Yeah, exactly right. And Kane said, I just saw on the OBR website that we win. Apparently, we win on the weekends.
Oh, right. Well, that's good news.
Again, we'll have to have a discussion with the chair of the OBR if we don't win. And obviously put him into a position of tendering his resignation. But there we are. Grant said, Big Marv, Collar and Jones are
at the...
Suspense is killing us. Anyway,
apparently, at the what?
Casbar on the weekend. Yeah, fill in.
At the shop. Is this a quiz, Grant?
We'll wait.
Lecco the most original answer. Yeah,
Stephen said.
I agree, Stephen. I agree.
Again, plenty more to come on that.
Okay.
But so we've got quite a few more to run through. So
we've got the completed bit now.
There we go. Colin Jones, Big Marv at the shop tomorrow for signing, and they're giving sticker books away at 4:30 to 5:30. Thanks for that, Grant. Much appreciated. So again, if you've got the kids, if you've got time to get down to the shop, even if you haven't got the kids, you want to surprise them, get down there. It's Black Friday as well. This coming Friday. Don't know if you've seen on the website, quite a lot of discounts going on at the club shop.
Black Friday. So, are you going down?
I'll be at work, Cole, but I'll have a look online if they're doing it.
Oh yeah, you won't be. Yeah, all right.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'll be at work, Cole.
Right.
I'll be at work. Anyway, it is. Anyway, so Kane said, I just saw the OBR website and we won at Fleetwood 3-0. So the news is leaking a little bit more every time. We like it. So 3-0.
Hey, Kane, could you dig a bit deeper and see if we win the league, mate?
Yeah. See if there's anything in the appendix. There we go. Watch the return fixture against Fleetwood, BA 12:30 kickoff as well.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Ash.
Yeah, but that's the final game of the season. They all have to kick off at the same time, don't they? They all have to kick off at the same time last game.
They should do, but it could mean they move everything to 12. Who knows? But yeah, it's a good shout. Colin said it's not yet. I think it's in December.
Okay.
Thumbs up as well. There we go from Don to say thanks again. Great to have you back, Don. So thanks for watching.
Oh,
MK Chris.
Sir Chris of Botwood. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, he says I'm really sad. Annoying that Sir Botwood thing has gone bloody YouTube.
I didn't know YouTube had been playing about.
Chris, they may have played about, but we know that you were knighted outside Stadium MK. Sir Botwood. We'll say no more. We know.
By Uncle Pete.
Matters, Chris. That's all that matters. And then lastly, Harry, evening. Thanks for joining us. He said Saturday is a rare occasion where we have most of the squad to choose steady on. There is training and a few days left. Don't tempt fate.
Yeah, cancel training tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah, so with the additional bonuses going top before the 3 o'clock kickoffs. So I mean, there is that hope, hope and positivity. We like it. What a good way to finish on the comments on the YouTube. I will check.
I don't want anybody thinking that Fleetwood are going to be a walkover. You know,
not at all.
We'll be talking about this in a little while.
We will be. Anyway,
just behave yourselves.
Is the YouTube's? Not the YouTube's, the Facebook. And on the Facebook, we've got Tim Clyde. Evening, Tim. He says, good evening, chaps. We've got Chris Watts. Chris Watts says, evening all. He said, Lego was hard done by, I think, Lego, but I get the point.
He's obviously talking about Bobby Winkleman.
Bobby Winkleman's obviously on the pitch, yeah. Thank you, Chris. He said, Leko has been hard done by, but never see him run so fast. And Darren has joined as well. Darren Hollington has said, evening, chaps. So thank you very much, guys.
Thanks,
if you haven't got the ability to go on YouTube, stay on the Facebook, but obviously we always recommend jumping on the Facebook.
Yeah. If you go on YouTube, we put your comments on the screen.
Yeah, flash that in real time. Subscribe, get yourself on there. It's great. Colin loves it. Colin,
I get ever so excited.
It does, doesn't it? Right. Anyway,
we're finally going to do a bit of. We're going to finally do something, are we?
I guess so. So yeah, I mean, anyway, weekend. Do you want to talk about it, or should we do the Luke Payne review for? Entirely up to you.
Talk about what? Put Luke Payne on.
Put Luke Payne on.
Roll VT.
Will do. See you in 5.
Right, we've got another game to cover, and this time is the 2-2 draw away at Tranmere. Now, I will say I wasn't at this game, so it's the usual of looking at match highlights, post-match interviews, that sort of thing, to make my judgment. Now, coming into this game, I probably would have told you this is absolutely a must-win 3-point sort of game. Tranmere haven't been the strongest of sides this season. Yes, they score a lot of goals, but they also concede a lot. They struggle to see games out, which we learned later on in our game against them. But I think that attitude kind of changed as soon as we saw the lineup. So obviously we were restricted to playing our 6th choice striker on his own, essentially, in Jonathan Leko, of course. We struggled, to be fair. The first half, from what I can tell, wasn't great, and obviously we went behind by a couple of goals as well. The first one for me, individual mistake from Ekpiteta. If he puts his foot through that ball, it just doesn't happen. But that's one he'll have to learn from. The second one, a bit sceptical of, because I appreciate that could have been an offside call, and debatably should have been. But at the same time, you've got to play to the whistle, and it kind of felt like we gave up on it a little bit. Again, it's Ekpiteta's man. Again, don't want to blame him too much because he did try to get back. And I will say McGillivray kind of left a huge gap. And yes, I appreciate you're perhaps expecting a call, but as I say, you have to play to the whistle. That's the most basic thing. If you're going to appeal it after. But I will say from second half, we did manage to bring ourselves back into it. I think our subs had a positive impact. Well, they definitely did. They scored both goals. Obviously Mellish and Thompson Sommers. And we took advantage of the changes that Tranmere made as well. I think ours were more impactful in a good way, at least. But it's great to see our players fighting for their spots now, because Mellish has ultimately lost his spot to Tomlinson in the last couple of weeks. Thompson Sommers obviously started the season, struggled with injuries. This was his chance to, stake his claim get back into the side, and who knows, perhaps after two not quite goal contributions, he got the assist of the assist in the game before, and then the goal this time around. But he's been involved and physical and just very energetic, and that's what we want from our midfield. So perhaps it's time to give him a chance. But still, it's one of those where you just take a point and you move on. You know, plenty of teams would have lost from in those conditions, and you know, if that's without me even mentioning the red card for Jonathan Lecco, which I'm sure will have been or is going to be greatly discussed in this show, so I won't cover it too much. But fair play, Colin, for pointing out that ref does love a red card, and yeah, not too happy with that ref. But anyway, we've got another game coming up. Of course, it's the early kickoff at home to Fleetwood. Now, well, we weren't the only ones with a red card. Last game, actually, they had James Bolton sent off, one of their starting centre-backs. He started pretty much every game for them. So that's a huge miss for them. And their top scorer, Ryan Graydon, got injured in the first half of their 3-1 win over Shrewsbury. Now, that does obviously provide a perfect opportunity for us to get back to winning ways. But at the same time, there are still some threats we need to be cautious of. I'm looking at someone like Will Davies, not far behind Graydon in the scoring charts, and he's got a very quick turn of pace. So, you know, we'll have to be careful, of course, in some regard. But at the same time, this is the sort of game I'd like to think we should be winning, especially when we should have Patterson back from suspension, Mendes-Lang back from injury, and obviously the likes of Collins and Jones starting to integrate back into the side as well. This is one I'm optimistic for. So I'd like to see us do well here. And given that some of the other sides in the top 7 are all playing each other, it really is the perfect opportunity to pick up points where others are guaranteed to drop some. Come on, you Dons.
Yeah, usual.
Always great assessment. Thank you,
usual
Luke.
Great content. You can't knock it.
I mean, what did you take of the game, Cole? I mean, obviously, I couldn't make it to the game in the end, unfortunately. I did predict, though, last week it would be a draw. Mm-hmm. I did think it was going to be a tough game. But, I mean, were you surprised by the fact that we were 2-0 down so quickly? What was your thoughts on it?
Hang on, I'll just... For some strange reason, he just asked me if I wanted to renew my McAfee license.
Oh, there you go. Enjoy.
Yeah. Yep. Evening, Luca.
Evening, Luca.
What did I make of it?
Yeah.
Well, the Ekpateta thing, yeah, he's right. If he'd have put his foot through it, it'd have gone halfway up the pitch, and that would have never happened. Unfortunately, I flagged that guy up last week as a danger. Can't think of his... Can't think of his name off the top of my head. Anyway, I flagged him up as a danger, and of course, he presented it like that. He still took it well. The second I thought was Luke said it was suspiciously offside. I didn't think it was.
Okay.
He came. He ran across the line like a good centre forward should run across the line. So the duty of picking that up went to Ekpateta. Offered let him go.
Yeah.
Ekpateta never tracked him back. Obviously, the ball went over the top. But as you know, I don't know if I've ever mentioned I was a goalkeeper.
I don't think you have for the 455th time, Cole. But give it a shout.
But cardinal mistake when you're a keeper is you don't come halfway and stop, and that's exactly what he did, because he made up the striker's mind for him. If he'd have come out, it'd have been, or even if he'd have stayed on his line, it'd have been. I think it'd have been a different thing. But I mean, it was just so easy; it was ridiculous, Second half, I'll deal with the Lecco thing now. I think, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, you go for a minute.
I thought personally he was an idiot to get involved. Twice, but the second one, he was the one that was fouled. Because the guy was not even looking at the ball. He just charged at Lecco. If anybody was sitting there going, what are you talking about? You're talking about Go back, look on YouTube, watch the highlights, and see the guy. He's only got eyes on taking Lecco out. And then he went down like he'd been shot. Lecco got up contesting. The referee is a red card machine, especially double yellows and all the rest of it. And he couldn't wait to get him off the pitch. I think if that had gone to VAR, I mean, I know we can't go to VAR. I think if that had been VAR, I think he wouldn't have been sent off. I don't think so. But, like I said, he was a mug for getting involved.
Yeah.
I feel a bit sorry for him. I've panned him for quite a few times on here, but I felt a bit sorry for him. He obviously had a rocket up his arse. He obviously wanted to make an impression. It was potentially his way back into some sort of reckoning. I don't know to what degree, but he made an absolute arse of it. And I'll be honest with you, mate, I really cannot see, unless we get into the same scenario again, I really can't see him getting on the pitch again. And he'll be gone in January. That's my thing. I mean, Warren did back him up and said he was pleased to see the fight and what have you, but
you're going to say that. You don't want to
I think that's media talk, because you don't want to rubbish the player.
No, of course not. Of course not.
You know, especially if you do need him. So I think that was media talk. And, regardless of what Warner said, I think they'll be looking to shift him in January. I don't know. But for his sake, I think he needs a move.
I'm with you, mate. I mean,
his sake.
I think there's several things at play in that game for me. I think, first off, obviously, the fact that we didn't have our first choice 11, really. I mean, obviously, you had Crowley and Collar. I mean, Collar is really a first 11, but Crowley came in, obviously.
I thought Crowley played well. I thought
he did.
Probably my man of the match, actually.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with Hepburn, Murphy, Mendes, Lang out, that's what they initially came in for. It's kind of where it fits. But I don't know whether that system sort of unsettled us a little bit. But I think Whittaker, wasn't it, the guy who scored the two for the brace for Tranmere, again, was a threat, understandably. We talked about it last week. I mean, as I said to you last week, and I fancied a 1-1 draw, not 2-2. I think it's a 1-1. But I fancied a draw. I didn't think it was going to be.
Well, we both went for the draw, didn't we?
Yeah, because I mean,
we were mindful that Mendes, Lang, and Hepburn Murphy were out, and we'd heard a rumour that Patterson was out of this yellow card that never ever made it on the list and all the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was a bit of is he suspended, isn't he? And obviously the club kept the cards tight to the chest. And, I think if any Dons fan looked at that lineup at 5-3, they'd have thought, if we can get a draw here, I'll be happy. And we got a draw.
Yeah. And I think for me, it was like they were going to be a threat at home. It's not an easy place to go. When we were 2-0 down, I was looking at that. I was thinking, how do we come back from this? I won't lie to you. It was looking pretty rough.
Well, I have got a theory on that, with me injury of the week.
Yeah, we'll come on to that. But I think for me, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, but I thought Ekpiteta was at fault for the first goal, 100%.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you.
I think the second one, probably not 100% the fault, but was involved with the error because there was him.
I think it was between Offord, Ekpiteta, and McGivray.
Yeah.
Offord probably should have alerted Ekpiteta that Whittaker, did you say?
Yeah, Whittaker.
Whittaker was running across the line, and like a good striker, he got behind the centre half.
He did, and did well. He did well. Yeah. But no, I mean, I think Luke touched on it, but you play to the whistle. If you think that there's going to be an issue, you talk about it afterwards. I felt like we didn't. It was slightly frustrating, but yeah, I mean, it's a frustration because I like Marv, but there is a bit of an error-prone thing that we've seen over a few games. But again, overall,
mate, they're in League Two for a reason. They're in League Two for a reason. If they were any, I mean, people always say, "Oh, we need a new goalkeeper. We need a new this." Look, they're in League Two for a reason. If a goalkeeper was faultless, he wouldn't be playing for us. He'd be in the bloody Premiership.
Yeah, but again, I think the players we've got, I'm really pleased with Cole overall, and
I am.
Players develop. I don't see many of those players couldn't step up to League One. I think probably need a few things if we get that far. But I think there was a tale of two cities, so to speak, if you like. And he touched on it there, like again, if you got an injury, Lecco comes in. It's about taking your chance and grabbing it and making a claim. Yeah. I didn't feel he did.
No,
really.
he never. No, he never.
And
he tried too hard, mate. Tried too
he
hard.
did, and I think that's part of that. But there is a player in there. Whether we'll ever see the best of him, I'm not.
I don't think we ever will. I don't think we ever will. And he'll go to somewhere. We'll move him on. I'll either loan him out till the end of the season, and he'll probably go and score a few and have an influence on the game. And fair play to him.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm with you.
As long as he don't play against us, we'll be all right.
I'm sure we'll be all right. But yeah, I mean, then I said the tale of two cities was, if you like, is because I thought that KTS and Mellish coming on, who were both involved, in the goals, fantastic.
The Mellish goal was crackerjack. And to be fair, the Thompson Summers goal, I mean, he really set himself up for that nicely. He knew exactly what he was doing. It was a cracking. And I honestly thought we could have won it.
I think we could have done. I think we
could have won it. We had a stonewall penalty.
Yeah.
When Gilby got brought down, and I thought, and I looked at it, I kept thinking, well, why is that not a penalty?
Back to your VAR, mate. It's the inconsistency. We know that.
Yeah. Why is that not a penalty? If that had gone to, again, VAR, that'd have been a penalty. But there you go.
But again, like you said, I was really impressed with KTS and Mellish, because obviously Mellish has come under pressure, as Luke's mentioned, from Thompson, who's lost his place. So he's got to stake a claim and show what his worth is. He's done that. I think that's good because it gives Warney a headache. I think KTS has been a player that we both like, but we've just said, is he quite ready yet?
He's just a bit raw, isn't he? Just a bit.
But he's starting to. There's starting to show a little bit more of.
I don't think we should beat us. I don't think we should beat ourselves up about that result, considering the lineup, considering who we didn't have.
Yeah.
Don't you might look at Tranmere and think halfway up the league, bloody hell, but Tranmere have had some tidy results at home.
They have.
Probably not the best away from home, but
Yeah, no. Look, like you, I think
you've got to remember. You've got to remember, and this is not you, but this is everybody. We're MK Dons. This is double faceted. We're despised, disliked, and we're favourites to go up. Teams are going to raise their game against us. Yeah. Teams are going to want to beat us.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree, Cole. But I think for me,
remember.
Before the game started, like I said last week when we talked about it, I'd have taken a point. I think it was going to be a tough game.
Yeah, well, we both said a draw, didn't we?
Yeah, and the fact that we were 2-0 down and we didn't even look like we were going to come back into it. So parts of that first half were dreadful. So to come out in the second half and much improved and fight back, I thought it shows a sign of a team. If you're playing poorly and you can still get a point out of a game, that's a sign of a good squad. That's a sign of a team that's going to carve results.
You're playing crap and you come away with a point. With a team that's depleted.
Yeah.
Like it was. I mean, we were bloody, nothing up front really, and to think we come away with I think we are one game away from kick-starting this. I really do, and I'm hoping it's going to be Saturday. But
I see.
I really hope that something, like Collins comes on and scores a couple or something like that. But I really think it, and the belief will be in that team, and I think you'll see a different team.
I'm kind of with you to a point. I think for me, it's like there's been a few games where we've shown it. I think we've got the ability, but there is a consistency issue.
Oh, crikey,
And also, I will also add to that, like I say every single week, and you agree as well. But there are no easy teams in this league, and there's no one you should take for granted. So
it's every single week, you look at the fixtures and look down there, and I bet you can pull at least one.
100%, mate.
How the hell did that happen?
Yeah, and full respect for me is that every team we play, I've got nothing but respect for. They're fighting because they want to raise their game because we're the favourites, as you've mentioned. The fact that the point is, it's a winnable league this season. I think there are a lot of teams that are only a few points away from being right up the back in it. There's no gap. In
at the moment, there's no standout, is there? There's
no standout. There isn't. I mean, you could argue Swindon maybe, but even then, I don't see them running away with it. I don't see, from what I've seen so far this season, anyone running away with it. And I genuinely think, and you might laugh at me for this, I think it could go down to the last game of the season.
Oh, crikey. We said that a few weeks ago. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes down to the last weekend.
Yeah, the top three, not just the third, all three, I think, and even the playoffs.
Even the playoffs. You take it. I mean, Salford the other week when we played
100%.
them were third. Where are they now? 14th.
There or thereabouts. But again, it just goes
in the space of a couple of games. In the space of a couple of games.
But again, equally, in a few weeks, they could be right back in it, Cole.
If any team now that could put a run together of, say, 3 or 4 games, they're going to really start staking a claim for this.
No, I don't disagree.
And I want it to be us. There you go.
Yeah, and look, do you know what? There's going to be teams that are going to come out and surprise a few people.
Yeah. Look at Bromley. Look at Bromley.
Yeah.
People were bad mouthing us because we couldn't beat Bromley or Bromley beat us. And look where Bromley are now.
Third.
Look where Bromley are now. Third, yeah.
And that's the thing, right? You've got teams you wouldn't expect to be where they are. You've got teams equally that you would expect to be somewhere that aren't. And I give the example of last season for us where we were fighting for our lives and people didn't see that coming at all at the start of the season.
No.
And we were sort of, I hate being labelled as favourites to go up because it puts a little bit of pressure on, but who knows, Cole? I mean, you look at the form table, the only one that really stands out for me going back to that is Bromley. I think in the last 5, they've lost 1, won 4.
Yeah.
So if you look at that, you look at Walsall, I think they're top. They've lost 3, won 2. You've got Swindon, I think, have had 4 draws and a win out of the last 5.
Well, Walsall blow hot and cold, don't they?
Well, that's the point. You look at the form. On the form of it right now, you would expect Bromley to be starting to take to that top position. Who would have thought?
Somebody's got to give Bromley a bloody good idea. I don't know who, but somebody has to.
Yeah, and again, look, Michael Cheek, we mentioned it before, but 8 goals, he's put in for Bromley this season so far. They're no one's fool's call. They're well drilled. And that's
one of the best organised teams I've seen this season.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the league in general, I think for me, they're not down there yet, but the alarm bells for me are ringing. It's Bristol Rovers. They've lost the last 5 in a row.
Yeah,
they're 20th.
We really upset them when we beat them, didn't we?
Well, exactly. But I think that's the point, right? That was us last season, a team that had come down and but they'll do fine. Yeah. Everyone expected Rovers to be up there, but they're in free fall. They're absolute free fall at the moment. I go back to my earlier point. It's like there are no easy games in this league at all.
No, we'll be saying that.
And it's Tranmere, they've drawn 3, I think, won 1 and lost 1 out of the last 5 from memory or thereabouts. So, again, it's not an easy team. And you're going into the game against Fleetwood, I think, stand at 11th at the moment, 26 points. They've got 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss out of the last 5. So again, they've
only got 1 point from their last 5 away games.
They have. I know they've got injuries, which people might say plays into our favour. That can also play against you.
Yeah,
that's the other thing as well, because again, you've got players that are potentially going to come in and want to prove a point.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
why am I not playing? I'm staking my claim today.
Yeah, exactly that. And I know Luke and others.
We'll talk to the Fleetwood boys in a bit about that and see what they think is going to happen.
And I think that's the thing, right? I don't want to just sound cliche because we say it every week, but I just don't see this being as easy as some people think it's going to be. Well, I mean, Luke sounded confident, and I'm not saying I'm not confident, but I just don't think if we're expecting to go down on the weekend at midday and then come out of that game with 5-0 up, I would be very surprised.
It obviously hasn't been. It obviously haven't been published yet. Well, it might have been. I don't know. I mean, it might have got out at some website. But my article for Friday, and I've started off my article, and I've basically said I can't promise you nothing at the end of the season, but what I can promise you is a roller coaster ride of hurt, ecstasy. I mean, and that's what we're feeling at the moment. And I think a lot of other teams are feeling the same.
They are. I mean, so Harry's just put was Lecco's red card a genuine, a genius move made our players try harder and we equal. Who knows, Harry? Who knows? Well, I mean, I'd like to think that's the case.
Like the Hogan injury before the game a few weeks ago.
Best things ever happened to us, for my person. As everyone will well know, I might have a disposition like you did against Lecco, but I don't know. I mean, like you, it's a hard one because I like Lecco and there is a player in there. Like I say, we haven't seen it. It frustrates the hell out of me.
Yeah, but, I know.
Like you say, like you, I hope it does come good for him, whether it's with us or whoever. But I did feel he was hard done by with that card, 100%, Cole.
Yeah.
And as Harry said, Genius move? I don't know, but if happenstance or fortune was favouring us, Harry, maybe that was the kick that we needed to
We
have.
certainly didn't play like we were down to 10 men,
No,
did
not
we?
at all. Not at all. Well, it's that old thing, right? Most teams that go down to 10 sometimes just end up winning the game. Everton is an example.
Man United, Everton.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even 9,
Milton
Milton Keynes Dons versus Peterborough.
That is still my best game of all time. 15 minutes of injury time after that game, Colm, as well. Do you remember who got sent off in that game?
Osman Sow.
And?
Joe Walsh.
That was right. Well done. There you go. You win a prize. That's what it is. I'll find you a prize.
Yeah. And Chuck Sinitsky played like a man possessed.
It did. But no, okay, again, but that's a game. If you ever want to watch that, I think it was 2017 or something like that, Cole, wasn't it? Get yourself on YouTube, anyone watching. Watch the Peterborough. So MK
I remember that final whistle. I celebrated that like we won the league.
Well, that's when I thought we've turned it. We're turning a corner. We still went down, but anyway, it is what it is. Chris said, I do agree. The defender was the Muppet. However, maybe if Lecco tried going around him, it may have been a different story. Yeah, I don't disagree, Chris. I think you're right, but I think as Cole said, I think he was foolhardy. And maybe a rush.
He should never have put himself in that position.
No. And they did it intentionally,
especially after being booked for the self same thing in the first half.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Do we think Lecco could have tried going around him, or do we think he did try? Who knows? It's a tough.
I don't know, but the bloke seemed pretty intent, didn't he?
I don't. My gut feel, Chris, is I don't think he tried to go around him. I think he just lost it. That's my take on it. And again, he fell into the trap, and they did their job. Unfortunately, hopefully he learns from it. So if he does get another opportunity,
Right, can we quickly do injury of the week? Are our guests turning up?
They are turning up. I'm just going to go through the rest of the comments, Cole. There's only a few more, and then we'll go on to your theory.
Anyway,
Kane says, I was thinking fair play to Lecco for trying to go for it. It didn't work out for him this time, but at least he's trying. Yeah, exactly that. Kane. I think it's the fact he's putting the shift in, which is something that he's been criticised for of late, did show some progress.
I didn't realise he could run that fast.
I did. That's what I'm saying. There is a player in it. If he was consistent, he'd be lethal. And that's the craziness of it, right? If he was, he'd be a lot higher up the leagues. Don said, the thing is, stunned how poor Lecco has gone, but thought the fans were very vocal against him, which doesn't help. And it was so loud he would have heard it. Yeah, I'm not for all of that, Don. Like you, it's like players not playing well.
I have my personal opinions, but I would never shout, at one of our players during the game.
I mean, it's like me with Hogan. I can't stand the guy, but if he's playing, I might not be happy about it, but I'm not going to sit there and do the guy down. I just want to win.
Yeah, why shoot yourself in the foot?
Yeah, I say Patterson and Mendes back Saturday. Absolutely, Luca, they are. So yeah, hopefully we'll have a whole squad to choose from on Saturday, which is a rarity. As I think Chris mentioned.
I agree with that, Danny. Right. Can't play Crowley and Kelly in the same team.
No, can't. It's the Lampard Gerrard scenario.
Crowley did play a little bit more forward in his role.
He's more of an attacking player. Yeah, more of an attacking player.
More in his Notts County type period of play.
Yeah. I agree.
I didn't think Crowley played, but I wouldn't argue with that.
Yeah, if you didn't go to Wednesday away, 100% remember that one, Danny. Yeah, I completely agree. But again, this is my point. On his day, he's lethal. If he had that consistency, what a player he could be. And it's just frustrating. Because I generally like the guy. It's just who knows? Maybe he'll come good.
Have you talked to him? I have.
I have, but not for a while, to be fair. But I've had chat to him a few times, and he's always got time to chat. He's a good guy. Kane said it was 100% the case of Tranmere Rovers being a really good rather than us being really shite, in my opinion. Maybe we would have won it with Patterson. Or again, as Cole said, Kane, I think if we'd had another 10 minutes, we probably would have nicked it. But it was a decent performance from our second half. I agree 100%. It'll go down to the last game. Again, Kane, like I say,
we looked a lot better.
All three.
Don't play the jingle. No point. Injury of the week.
Don't play what?
Don't play the injury of the week.
You mean that one?
Yeah, that one.
Go on.
No, I was going to say that we spoke to a guy called Paul Walmsley. Some of you will know him as Camden or Camdenite and all the rest of it. And he said when we signed Warne on as manager that Warne breaks players, and he got that from.
So I'm just agreeing with Ash when you were talking.
Okay. that Warne breaks players, and that was basically coming from the Derby County fans. But my theory is, yes, he might break players, but is that one of the reasons why we're being stronger at the end of the game and teams are dropping off a little bit? And, we've come back into the games, haven't we, when we haven't been on it at all.
There were no right
I
to
just wonder if that Warne pushing them to the very limit is getting the best out of them for 90 minutes rather than 80 or 85 or something,
No, I'm with you on that. And again, so Tim, sorry, he's raised a point about the January sales. I can see 3 or 4 going. Well, whether on loan or whatever, we need, if we're going to bring anyone in, we need to get some because we've kept our registrations at the moment.
I think we should start bullying teams with big empty checks and saying, "Write your figure on it, mate, and we'll collect them in the morning."
Yeah, we'll see, Cole, I guess. But I say, by the way, one of our guests has turned up, and again, we'll be on to that once we've done another sort of 3 or 4 minutes. So grab yourself a coffee if you want. We'll be with you in a mo.
Help yourself to the peanuts
and the peanuts and beer in the green room, right? Yeah, if only. If only we had the budget for it. But anyway, no, I think, Tim, your point is valid. My concern is, like, as I say, we have to deregister players if we want to bring in because we're at our limit. So, I mean, if they do bring them in, there are going to be players that will be deregistered potentially if they don't go. That will just be kicking sand in the training ground for the rest of the season. If that's what. So again, it's going to be an interesting one for Warney to go. Look, you're not going to be playing. You're not in the plans the second part of the season. Either you're off or not. I don't know. I know a few people I'd like to see gone, but who knows? There'll probably be players that even we don't expect that might go out.
I'd say Warner's already got a list of players he's prepared to let go, and he's also got a list of people he prospectively would keep an eye on.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I say anything, I'd be looking up and down.
Yeah.
There's some good players in the National League.
There is. Well, KTS came from there, and he's done all right so far.
Yeah, well, there's that guy that plays for York City scoring for fun.
Oh, he's scoring for fun.
Yeah. So, go down York City.
Exactly.
Push a check under the door.
Yeah. Harry's joined us a bit late. Evening, Harry. Thanks for joining, by the way.
Harry.
He said, sorry for the lateness, been reviewing for history mock exams. I hope it goes well, Harry. I know how stressful exams could be. I remember those days.
I agree, Harry. It was a weird one, but apparently the debatable yellow card was from I think it was the Chesterfield game.
That was the one. Yeah, it was a Chesterfield game. Yeah. And again, like the other Harry, it says, remember Hitchin, remember Peterborough. Alan Collins is back, and I'm predicting a goal fest. That's Aaron Collins, but yeah,
Aaron, not Alan, Aaron.
But no, absolutely agree, Harry. Absolutely agree. I hope
a goal fest. Perhaps our guests might have different ideas about that.
They might do. I don't think it's going to be a goal fest. Like I said to you, I'm not so sure that I would.
Sheila's got it right. Well, because Sheila always gets it right.
Yeah, she says we did see the best of Lecco when he first joined. The Dontier did. Not the same sense.
No.
A lot of players are like that, though.
That injury. Well, he had 2 injuries, didn't he? He had the one at Burton, and when he came back, he weren't right with us, was he?
The one at Burton. I mean, again, it was a hell of an injury to come back from. So, again, it does take it out of you a little bit, unfortunately. So maybe that's been part of the confidence we talked about at the start of the season, whether it affected him mentally. Anyway, Cole. AJ says, he just said 17-18 season Peterborough game. I was in Australia watching the Ashes. Outrageous, Ash. That was the best game I've ever seen at Stadium MK.
And that even tops the Man United game for me.
I think so. Well, for me, it was because it was the look of shock and disbelief on the whole Peterborough team.
I've never been in such agony watching a game in my life.
Brilliant game.
Yeah.
And their fans afterwards was just hilarious. Great day all round. Even if we did go down that season, it was still a great day. Danny said, didn't we get tonked at Oxford the game? Yeah, we did.
I think we did. A lot of us went down expecting more of the same. We got beat.
Yeah, it was one of those. But that's what happens in the season. Andrew's joined us. Even Andrew, he said another 10 minutes would have probably won it Saturday 100%. Considering our forward line, personally, I really enjoyed Saturday. Yeah, I thought the second half, Andrew. Yeah, definitely. First half, I was starting to get a bit sort of, I don't know, fraught about
On Saturday, I think we're going to play the strongest forward line we've had all season.
Well, we'll see. But so no worries about being late. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, watch us on Catch Up, Eddie.
BBC Catch Up. Yeah, exactly, with the OBR leaks. On Saturday, I was shocked at how we made that comeback. I don't know. I thought the substitutions had an impact on that second half. I really did. And then I said just a few more comments, and then we will jump onto our team talk with Chris for 4 minutes, and then we'll jump into our Fleetwood review.
Yeah. So if in the green room, we'll be in a minute. Hold tight.
Yeah, apologies. So we're running a bit behind. But when Colin's first game in staff, we're calling him Alan. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it.
Must have been, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
Alan.
evening. Good evening. You're just in time, Chris.
There you go. Thanks, Chris. And Chris, perfect timing because I believe before we go on to our Fleetwood preview with our special guests, that there might be something coming up. Maybe it's episode 2, Colin, of something we like to call.
Hello everyone, we are back for episode 2 of the newly branded Team Talk with Chris and Ryan. How are you today, Ryan?
I'm good.
I think we're all pretty much happy with that 2-2 result yesterday against Tranmere, but saying much more, we will get into the lineup and what happened during the game.
So going over to the starting 11, the Dons went to a 5-2-2-1. Lecco in for suspended Patterson, who had 5 yellow cards. Crowley and Collar in for injured Mendes Lang and Hepburn Murphy. It was a box midfield with Lecco leading the line. Gilby and Collar was advancing, attacking, and it was the same defence as last week, with Craig McGillivray making it his second consecutive start since his head injury.
Then on to the team for pretty much the rest of the second half. So you had Gethin Jones came on for the main, making his first start since his injury against Crawley back in August. Big Marv was also substituted off, and so was Will Collar, and KTS and Collins were brought on to shore up the attackingness in the team. Meadows came on for Tomlinson also, which saw the Dons revert to a 4-3-3 with McGillivray in goal, Offord Sanders centre-back, Jones, Mellish wing-backs, with a midfield 3 of Crowley, Kelly and KTS, and what was essentially the attacking front line of Collins, Gilby and Lecco. It remained like this until Lecco went and got himself sent off, which then saw Dons revert to, it was pretty much a 4-4-1 with Collins as the lone striker. And thankfully, thanks goals from Mellish and KTS, Dons came away with a 2-2 draw.
Go over to the injuries. Unfortunately, Hepburn Murphy will be out for 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. So Lecco is out for 1 game, seeing as he got a second yellow card, but I don't think anyone will care. Yeah, it wasn't a very positive reaction. Felt sorry for him a little bit.
On to more positive news. Mendes Lang will be back in the team against Fleetwood next week. Paul confirmed that he did train on Thursday and Friday, however was not 100% fit to be in the squad for the Tranmere game, and he didn't want to take any risks. And a bit of a different one, Medwinter was due to be on the bench yesterday against Tranmere, however he picked up a knock on Friday, but I do think he will be fit for the game next week against Fleetwood, and due to Lecco being suspended, us having a lack of strikers at the moment, will more than likely make the bench.
So moving over to some injury news, as covered last week, Scott Hogan is still out for an unknown injury, but no, I don't think Aidan will care. Kane Wilson is also out till January. He's got a knee injury, and I can't wait to see him back and show what he can do for the team.
And last but not least, 2 absentees from the MK Don squad this week. So Nathan Thompson was not present in the squad. It is unknown whether he's injured or just been dropped from the side. Hopefully that'll be confirmed at some point later this week. And Conan Lebanai Evans, I predicted, would be back in the 11 this week. However, he was not in the squad. It is unknown whether he's still injured. He was training. We haven't had an update, unfortunately. So on to the predicted starting 11 to face Fleetwood next week at home. Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. I've gone with McGillivray to retain his place in goal for his 3rd consecutive start. The same defence, no issues with them. Midfield, I've gone with Crowley coming for Collar, with Kelly, Crowley and Gilby line as midfield 3. I think Crowley did very well against Tranmere, got the assist for KTS's goals, more than likely earned his start. And then Patterson's come in for Lecco, which is very funny because one was suspended now and the other one's out suspended. And then Menezang's come back into the team with Pato and Menezang as the top 2 up front. I think Collins and Jones will end up starting eventually, however they both need a couple more games to get their fitness back up, and then we'll see them back into the side.
To our score predictions, Chris has gone for a 3-0. Pato, Gilby and Collins to score. And I've gone a bit rogue with 4-0 Collins hat-trick and Mendes Lang. Thank you for watching. Our our little team talk show. I'll hand you back over to the leg ends, Aidan and Colin.
It's good, isn't it?
I like it. I really do like it. I really do.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, Ryan, I know he's back to work. 4-0. I think he is a little bit cuckoo, lad. I hope he's
Yeah,
right.
but he said he's gone rogue. I think he has.
He's gone rogue. He's gone very rogue for me. But that's that. Anyway, what a great way. Again,
I'm
thank
sure
you, Chris,
our
as well.
Fleetwood guests will have something to say about that.
Indeed. And like I say, no easy game in this league. So we have kept one of our esteemed guests in the chat room long enough. And again, thank him for his patience. And we shall bring in our esteemed guest. Some may know him for his EFL content. Some might know him for his codcast, Colin, not podcast. Podcast.
I like it.
We know him as Nappers, and we're very glad to have him on the show. So we'll bring him in. Nappers, thank you so much for joining us. How you doing?
Hello, chaps. Yeah, great to be on. Thank you for having me on.
No, pleasure. So,
what did you think to those predictions, first of all?
Got pretty wrong, haven't we? You can predict, but predictions don't always come true, do they?
100%.
You didn't think Milton Keynes would get relegated a couple of years ago, but they did. And sometimes predicting can be a dangerous game. So you never know.
Indeed. Right, go on, Aidan. Sorry, what was you going to say?
No, I was going to say, I mean, obviously, first of all, commiserations, because I appreciate League Two is never a nice place for anyone to be, Nappers. But, I mean, talk to us, I guess, sort of Fleetwood sort of side of things, the close season, the ins, the outs, how you've rated the season so far for Fleetwood. Are you where you expected to be? Do you think, you should be higher than where you are? How have you seen it so far?
I genuinely think we are where we are. And that is, I think it's fair, to be honest with you. I think we've been solid, but not too good. I think it's that time of the year where you look at Fleetwood and you think quite average on the points game, but they're averaging 1.5 points a game, which is normally enough for 8th to 9th. I think Fleetwood will be one of those teams this season that I don't think you'll see going on a 4 or 5 game winning run where you're like, okay, look at Fleetwood. I think like you guys earlier this season, I think you won 3 or 4 on the bounce, and after a bit of a up and down start, everyone was starting to look at you a little bit. Where I think sometimes that might be good just to keep. Every 5 games you win 2, you draw 1, you lose 2, and something like that, and you just stay consistent across over 5-game periods. I think we're getting better as games go on. I think at home we're 10 games unbeaten now, which was a huge issue for us before this season. So in the last 4 seasons prior going into this one, we'd only won 26 matches out of a possible 4 years, which is a big issue. If you're not winning games of football at home, away from home Fleetwood were okay, but weren't winning every week. It's flipped this season where you're very good at home, and away from home it's not been as good, and they struggled in the last year. I think
you started strong though away from home, didn't you? It's petered off, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I think that also comes up against the opposition. So Fleetwood beat Barnet and Barrow away, got a point away at Bromley. Now for me, nothing.
That ain't a bad point, really.
That's
not looking at it now, is it?
Not
I think when you're talking about teams to play, I'd rather play Milton Keynes than Bromley. Bromley are the hardest team to play in this division. They are.
We've said that on the show. We've said that on our show for Bromley.
And that is full testament to Andy Womanston and that football club, by the way. It's unbelievable. So that's 7 points from the first 3 games away. Really good.
Well, yeah, I think the other thing that's on that as well. Don't forget with Bromley, they've won 4 of the last 5 in a bounce. So, an incredibly strong team. And
I think they've lost at home. Actually, I think they've drawn
well organised.
Yeah, they have drawn a lot. They drew to Gillingham, they drew to Chester, they drew to Ward. So they've drawn most of their games of football at home. Then after we played since, so we've not been great. We have played Notts County, we have played Chesterfield. We come up a banana skin away at Cheltenham, and you think it's Steve Cottrell's first game. He's a legend there. Reunited with the football club after 21 years. At the bottom of the league, it's just Yeah, and Crawley we had 10 men for large periods. So it was always kind of, going to happen. But I think that if we can get a win from these next 3 away games, I think it's yourselves. We've got Newport, we've got Salford, we've got Tranmere. So if we can get a win and maybe a couple of draws from that, I'll be happy. So I think we're going along nicely. In the start of October, I targeted 35 points by the start of the New Year's Day game. So I think we're 9 points away and got 6 games. So we're currently averaging 1.5 points a game. If we do that across those next 6 games, we've got 3 at home, 3 away. I think it's 4 away. Sorry, so it's going to be tricky. But if we get to 35 points from the first 23 games, that'll be on for 70 points. That might just be enough.
That might just sneak you in the playoffs.
It might be, yeah. But there's no momentum there. I think that what Fleetwood need is a burst of a 3 or 4 game winning run, or win 3, draw 1, and then carry on at the points again.
We said that before you came on air, that any team that strings 3 or 4 games together now is going to, turning the corner going into January. It's going to be a big move, isn't it?
There's no standouts as well.
No. We said that again. Have you been watching this show?
Yeah. But there's no standouts, and I think that
there isn't
any team that has a run. And I think last season the table was very divided on home form. The 4 best teams at home last year all got promoted. And that were difficult to play against. I think Wimbledon were the most difficult last year. They got promoted. And then you think about stars like Colchester, a middle of the road that you won't look at, have turned a massive corner. They scored a lot of goals. They scored, I think, the second most goals in the division since the start of October. Salford are another one that everyone will look at. But they're very patchy. They'll win 4 in a row, then go and lose 4 in a row. Carl Robinson sides, as you probably know, over the years, MK, Oxford, Salford, they're very patchy. They'll win 5 in a row, but then they can easily go and lose the next 4. So it's very anyone can go.
We played them a couple of weeks ago in an absolutely dire game of football, and we mugged them really, didn't we?
I mean, to be fair, I rate the Cowleys highly. Wherever they go, they drill sides well. They've got a game plan. It usually works. I mean, even at Portsmouth, people might say, well, they didn't have the best of luck. I still thought they did relatively well for the situation they were in at the time, to be honest.
I think, genuinely, I'm a big believer in foundation building. So I think that the Cowleys basically came in at a time at Portsmouth when they were struggling. And as a football club, they weren't connected. The Cowleys connected the fan base back with the football club. He brought in a number of key players, along the way. And the Messina walked into a squad that was built. 100%. He could have a few players too, and he's a very good operator at this level. Paul Warren, I think, is the same. I think you've got to be patient with Paul Warren. I think that it's very interesting that your play style changed quite dramatically, that you've gone from this 70% of the ball to maybe suiting League 2 a little bit more. Because I've never been a believer that, I don't think possession style works in this division. I think that around this time of year, you've got to roll up your sleeves. Autumn football is okay playing football in August/September, but you've got to roll up your sleeves and be dominant and be strong and be competitive and win second balls. And look, if you wanted to go and play passing football, I think Crewe came to Fleetwood on a Tuesday night in August and played us off the park. And really struggled, and they beat us 4-1. Fair play. The next week they went to Gillingham, and Gillingham just absolutely battered them from pillar to post. They nudged them off the ball. Gillingham won 1-0 last minute goal at the time. But going to Bromley, going to Gillingham, you can't play that style of football every week.
No.
It doesn't work. No, it doesn't work.
I think it can work, later on in the season when the pitches are okay. But no, it doesn't. And I think you'll see 2 sides that will scrap on Saturday, will really scrap, that will work hard for the managers and are looking to build some momentum, really.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned it, because one thing I really wanted to talk to you about, and most people who haven't followed Fleetwood would probably not know much, but it's about the manager. So Pete Wild. Right. So again, no recorded playing career, if you like, of note, but was manager of the England amputees back in 2012, my understanding. So, I mean, how has he come to be at Fleetwood, just for those of the uninitiated, and what's your take on him as a manager for Fleetwood?
So Pete Wild, basically, he was at Oldham, and he's an Oldham fan, massive football fan. And when I say Pete Wild is a student of the game, he is an absolute student of the game. And when I speak to him, he is a fan. And sometimes probably a little bit too passionate, but I don't mind that. I'm all for that. And they are strong. So he was at Oldham. He got Oldham a win at Craven Cottage in the FA Cup. I think it was the 18 season, I think it was, where they went away and they won 2-1. And he basically said to the owners, if I win at Fulham, can I have 4 more games? And they won. And the manager basically, I think they think he was interim twice there. Then he decided to leave and go his own way. Then he went to Halifax and built a trade there. First 2/3 of the season, very good at Halifax. Fell away. Squad depth doesn't help. Then went to Barrow. Now, at Barrow, obviously, he's quite local for him because Barrow actually trained in Manchester. So he went there for 2 years. He finished 9th and 8th. But for the first 2/3 of both seasons, were in the top 3. And especially that second year, I think they had something like 57 points in the first 30 games. And they won, I think, 2 or 3 of the last 16 just fell away. They basically relieved him of his duties at Barrow. Their role, if they finish above 16, it's a good season. He did that twice. Fleetwood were looking for a manager after sacking Charlie Adam, after losing to Barrow, incidentally. Fleetwood like a northern brand of football. I know Huddersfield like that. He's not worked too well this year, but he's local to the area. I feel that Pete Wild is very much Fleetwood in base of he's not completely, champagne football, but it's work hard, pull up your sleeves and, work hard. And it's not the most glamorous, but it's effective. And he's brought a bit of pride back to the badge because Fleetwood was soft touch for a number of years. So he's been in the job 11 months this week, actually, and the home form's improved. Still a lot of work to be done, but in 11 months, he's progressed nicely. So, yeah, he's a student of the game. If you speak to him, you kind of like, wow, okay. I don't think there's a single player in this division or the one above that you won't know anything about because he'll speak to you about football as a fan, and sometimes it can be maybe a bit too much at times, but I think that he's a very good League Two manager, and I think it's the way he's going now. Sometimes these coaches are more like he's a soft coach. He's a soft coach, but he's an arm around the shoulder coach, and there is a character there with Pete Wild, and it's interesting because to have a playing career, you think, are they with it? Are they?
Yeah, I know. I looked when I was doing a bit of research on him. I thought he's not played for anybody, and I thought, well, he did play a bit of amateur football, but it wasn't recorded, obviously. But I was a little bit surprised he sort of came into the game like that. He was actually, I've got down here, he was working for Oldham Council.
Yeah.
At one stage, and he'd even been a mechanic, a tree surgeon, working behind the bar at his parents' pub. So he's a bit, it's a bit of a strange introduction into the,
that's Fleetwood, mate. That's Fleetwood because when I mean work hard. You've got to work hard, and Fleetwood is a poor town. It's a deprived town. There's 25,000. There's more seats in your stadium than there is a population of Fleetwood. It's very
what more empty seats in our stadium?
Bring it down.
It's very hard because to attract a fan base at Fleetwood because you've got the sea one side, you've got Blackpool, the other side, and you've got Fleetwood, and the ones that are in between are predominantly for the Blackpool because they are the older 30 odd years old. Fleetwood are relatively, new kids to 20 odd years, pretty much into the foundation of the football club again. And it's difficult, but I think that the more I think about it, Pete Wild is Fleetwood. Pete Wild is, he works hard, and you've kind of got to work hard to make it in life, and he deserves his opportunity. He really does. And everywhere that he's gone, he's left a mark. He's always had good stats. At times there'll be limitations there, don't get me wrong, but he's in League Two for a reason. Every single player, every single manager, every single coach, evereverone is in League Two for a reason, whether that's loyalty.
He did watch the show earlier because I said that earlier.
I'm a massive. I didn't see you say that. I quote every. There's a reason for every single player.
Oh, of
course, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. I've been talking to players.
Go on.
No, sorry, I say talking to players. I mean, for Fleetwood anyway, up front, you've got obviously Ryan Graydon. I think he's your top scorer this season. You've got Ched Evans. Obviously.
Is he injured? Right. He went off. He went off, didn't he?
If you're an MK scout, I think he's injured. Yeah.
Wink, wink, yeah.
Target James Norwood. He has got a game ban left, but focus on James Norwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we were going to talk about him, but I knew he was suspended.
Yeah, got one more game left.
Yeah,
exactly.
That ain't a bad thing for us because he's been a pain in the arse over the years.
Yeah.
He has, but I mean, not just about the goals, but you've also got, I think, is it Elliot Bonds and is it Matty? Is it Virtue Thick? I think his name. But again, bringing the assists.
One of my favourite players in the EFL, Matty. Great player.
Yeah, great player. Yeah, absolutely great player. But I mean, how have you felt that combination's worked so far? Do you think there's more to come, Nappers, or do you feel like they're starting to bed in well?
Yeah, I definitely think so. You go back from the goalkeeper. I genuinely think we've got two of the best goalkeepers as competition in the league. The David Arrington basically went down. Now, Jay Lynch made a number of mistakes in League One. Don't get me wrong. And you always question his attitude. I tell you what, I was so wrong on that. Jay Lynch is one of the hardest trainers. Whenever I go into Pilford, he's one of the hardest trainers. When you see it and see he's coming back in the team, not made many mistakes. And if he has, it's a mistake. Oh, should he have saved that? Would a good keeper save that? And it's like, the next thing he'll save. And great goal. The back three is very interesting because the back three at the start of the year, you probably go Medley, Bolton, Malarkey. For most of the recent weeks, it's been Caden Hughes from our academy, Bolton, who's an ever-present, and Harrison Holgate, who also came from our academy. Now, Fleetwood have been a money club over the recent years, have been big budget, where people will look at Fleetwood and finishing fourth in League One and think they've overachieved. They haven't, because Fleetwood have always had a sizable budget. When Joey Barton was here, Joey Barton will lead you to believe that, he rose his football club from the ashes. He had the third or fourth biggest budget in the division. He did well, don't get me wrong, but he had a big budget and he had a good squad. So now it's not like that. You've got to bring players through from the academy. The midfield is bedding in nicely. That there's 4 or 5 good options to choose from. You're leaving 2 out every week. With you've got Mark Helm, who's getting better game on game. You've got Elliot Bonds.
Can we just talk about him because people won't know? They'll see the name. But didn't he suffer a brain bleed in training or something for a?
That's Denver Hume.
Yeah. Denver Hume. I beg your pardon.
He got the most assists last year in League 2. And it was a big sign for Fleetwood this year. There'll be a lot of people that will say he's on stupid money. I don't believe that. I think Fleetwood are paying him an all right amount, don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're paying him that, what Grimsby fans are reporting in. Yeah, he just went for a collision, apparently, and suffered a bleed on the brain. It could be very dead. He could have sidelined him for 3 years. Could have had to retire.
Apparently. I mean, to be fair, look, it's awful, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Obviously, there's no pleasure in seeing things like that's dreadful. But I mean, like you say, 3 years. So the fact that he's hopefully going to recover well, fingers crossed, Nappers on that one. But horrible to hear that.
Yeah, that's where Fleetwood are lacking. I would say fullback areas. That, to be fair, you got young Ethan Henderson and Lewis McCann who've come in that are naturally wingers. Lewis McCann's actually a striker by trade, and he's actually going out wide to kind of suffer the blows. Sean Rooney's got plantar fasciitis. Apparently one of the most
feet.
Yeah, most common injury.
I'm going to Google this, but
I've had plantar fasciitis. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
It's something like, and I'm like, apparently it's very uncommon for footballers to get, really, and apparently that he's uncovered some other injuries. So, but the midfield's working nicely. The front area last season, Fleetwood obviously came to MK, scored 4 goals. You wouldn't think it went, but we're relying on young in Devonport who scored a couple of goals at the back end of last year. Don't get me wrong, but he's a young kid from the academy and he's not really up to it right now. You've got Kobe Moore, who was nowhere near the level. Away at Harrogate, he went up for 17 duels, he didn't win 1. That tells you everything. You had Louis Marsh, who was like 19, had 20 games under his belt, and on commentary, I'm reading it out and saying Fleetwood had to go to their bench and lend the experience from Louis Marsh, who had 20 games. They had the most games out of a lot of them in professional football. That's what I think. This year, there's Norwood, there's Evans, there's Graydon, there's Davis, there's content. There's 5 options really that you can go to week in, week out, and it's good to choose from right now. And I don't think we're one of the strongest in the division, but I think we're going to be one of the most consistent. And I don't think anyone wants to really play Fleetwood away. I think we think Fleetwood away. Ugh. But Fleetwood at home right now, you think, we should beat them. They're not good. So it's just about digging in and just getting the odd win away from home.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, last season was terrible.
I'm talking.
Sorry, Cole.
Nammers, we've just talked about Denver Hume. are you struggling at the back because you've got James Bolton suspended after he had a bit of a coming together with a former Don, Chuck Zaniki, at the weekend, and he's gone. Did he go straight red? Was it second yellow?
It was a second yellow. So basically, you think it at the time, and you think, don't react, get yourself away. Right, you're on a second yellow card. There's a minute and a half of the game. You're 3-1 up. You're home and dry pretty much. Walk away. However, he's been picked up. He's been grabbed from underneath, and he's been pulled back down.
He's a big lad, Chucks.
Exactly. And you think if you've been grabbed out of absolutely nothing, whoever you are, you're going to retaliate. You are going to retaliate. And unfortunately, the referee, I think that I always say it again, the referees love doing this, right? If there is a 50-50 where one of them probably should be sent off and the referee needs to deal with the situation, it's the obviously referee wimp out of yellow card for you, now off you go. So the referee doesn't have to make a big decision. He's done something, but it's the referee wimp out, and he does it. You watch it all the time. These referees just do the referee wimp out.
Yeah.
And he's done that. He's given Chucks a yellow card. He's given, where realistically, he should have probably intervened. But James has been sent. He's a big player for us. So we are going to miss him because he's experienced at the back, because Harrison Holgate has been injured for a long period of time. Caden Hughes has got 30 games under his belt now. James Bolton's 300-400 games. Talks those young lads through it. And he's the guy, he's the pin between the two. So you're probably now going to have to look at a Toby Malarkey that is the next most experienced name at the back.
You don't think Elliot Bonds, because Elliot Bonds was on the bench and he came on. You don't think Elliot Bonds will come in?
To be fair, I did think this. I did think Elliot Bonds could go at the back, and he has slotted in at the back. It wouldn't surprise me if Elliot Bonds did play centre half, but I think he'll want a defender in there. I do think they'll bring Elliot Bonds in for experience away at Millington, where I think the Dons are going to dominate.
When I was looking at it, that was the most logical solution. I mean, you obviously know Fleetwood a lot better than I do, and standing back as someone who knows very little about formations and experience in certain positions, it made logical sense to me when I looked at it, and I wrote on the notes, looks like Elliot Bonds will come in and fill that position. So
I think Bonds will play in front. I think that he probably might drop Virtual. Maybe Virtual will probably last another day because he did well at this stadium match. Maybe put Helm or something out and bring Bonds in. That's what I would, because I think you'll need experience, and I think that you'll need a powerhouse to get you up the pitch, big pitch at MK. I think that he'll try and get some experience, but it's going to be. I mean, why is it on Sky? Right?
I know, right? I said exactly the same thing.
Absolutely box ticking at its finest.
Are you coming down, by the way?
I am. Yes, I'm leaving at 5 a.m.
Well, we were talking about that, how unfair it was to Fleetwood fans. We wonder what time you'd be leaving.
They don't want it on TV. They don't want it on TV.
It's a waste of time. I mean, who's going to be watching it? Yeah, unless you're a Fleetwood or a Dons fan, really.
I don't mind if it was on main event and it was on Sky Sport and it was the one game. I don't mind that because fair play. But there's 20 games a year. You're not doing it because you want to do it. You're doing it because you have to do it to keep the rights. That's why you're doing it. Yeah. And Fleetwood MK Dons should not be announced off because no one cares, right? But the 7,000 or 8,000 inside the stadium, maybe a couple more hundred that don't go to the game. That is it.
All those Premiership fans saying we must get in early to the ground and watch MK Dons play Fleetwood.
Well, exactly. It's going to be
you can see it now.
Top of the pops.
Well, go on, let's talk goal scorers and assists.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not just that. I mean, as I was going to say to you, I mean, good question, but I mean, last season we struggled, obviously, against you. There was the two.
Well, last 4 games we've got beaten by you, haven't we?
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, last season for us was just a write-off, being polite about it. But there was, I think, mitigating circumstances. 3 managers, 4 managers, if you want, and a number of other things. But one of the questions we've got from Harry Nappers was this, and he asked you, do you think there's a better defender in League 2 than Gethin Jones or a better striker than the young Collins?
We had Gethin Jones at Fleetwood about 8 years ago. Now, Gethin was very young in his development. He'd just been kind of shacked off from Everton. Nice lad, good player, solid defender. One of those players that I generally think that he's never really a 9 or a 10, but he's never a 6. He's always a 7. He's always solid. He always does the job. You always think that if Gethin Jones is coming on, you think, right, that'll shore us up, that'll be solid. Or if Gethin Jones is on the pitch, you think he's not going to let us down. You think that he's going to be solid, and you think you're going to get something out of him. And in this division, you need to work hard. You need glamour, but you need hard work. You need a bit of about you, and that's Gethin Jones for you. I think a Bolton is okay, but I think that he's not a Bolton. I genuinely think he's a mid-table League One player for me. Yeah. I don't think that he's a top-end League One player. He's certainly a top-end League Two. He won't get the name because he's not fancy. He won't go and get loads of assists, loads of goals, but he'll put tackles in, he'll block, he'll do the hard yards. And I've certainly got a lot of words to say on Gethin Jones. And Aaron Collins, he's a good striker. I was surprised when he dropped down the level, as all strikers are. He's a confidence player. He gets in behind very nicely. He's a good link-up player. He can play in multiple different positions. He can play out wide. He can play in behind. He can play up front. Needs support. I think needs someone off him. I think that he needs a bit of experience around him. He's did well at Bristol Rovers. Did well at Bolton. Suffered at Bolton because there's a lot of strikers that are like him. When you think about what they've had over the years, Dion Charles, McAtee, and now he's in League Two, where you think he'd get eaten up, but he's a goal scorer at any level, and he's certainly one to watch out. And you've got plenty of playmakers that you think they could cause us a danger on a Saturday.
I mean, I think from an outside perspective looking in, I mean, for us as Dons fans, it's the first season we've had money with the new owners and proper investment in the squad. But looking at that squad, who do you think are your standout players, not just on the weekend, but maybe for this season? Who's excited you? Do you think there's a real threat there or a real standout player in that Dons side?
I think Gilby's one. He gets goals, he gets assists. I think sometimes he's one of those players that you think he gets goals, he gets assists, but he's not the best player. Does that make sense? Where he's like,
I agree.
He's a glamour player that you've got players, I think, that get goals, get assists, but everything else is pretty down here. I think the likes of, obviously Sanders that will put in a hard yard, but maybe not kind of get the rub of the green, elsewhere. McGilvery is prone to a mistake now and again, but it wasn't long ago, 5 or 6 years ago, he was the best goalkeeper in League One for Portsmouth. So for me, he's one of those players. Ed Pateta, I liked at Blackpool. I think he went over to Scotland, didn't he? And he's come back to the football league. Kelly obviously struggled last year, but he's still a playmaker, and
he's been a different player this season.
I think that he's basically been allowed players. Aaron the Main's one that's very interesting because Fleetwood almost got him on loan this season. When they were looking for a right fullback, Fleetwood were very, very close to. They couldn't quite agree at something on wages, I believe, as well. But Patterson's one of those players that he's never really got the goals assist, but he's an absolute workhorse. He'll run and he'll run and he'll run until he's dropped. And I think now in the Paul One, you've got hard workers, you've got strength in depth, you've got players. In years gone by, they've been at MK Dons and they've always suffered. And over the years, I've got people that are close to MK Dons that used to go and watch MK Dons 10, 15 years ago that have moved down here. And one of the things he always said is the recruitment was always good until January, and they recruited a new squad again in January because the loan till January, and then the knack. You don't feel like you're doing that. You feel like you're doing your business right. It feels like the ownership is slowly connecting with the fan base because that'll take time. And I think it's not rushing things, and you're getting better as you go on game by game. So, fourth in the league, you've won 8 games. You scored a lot of goals. You scored nearly 2 goals a game, which is a remarkable number of goals. I think you've scored the actual most goals in the division. Actually, I think you've got a lot of character. In a lot of games you're down, but you come back. I think the Tranmere game.
We've seen something in the team this year that we haven't seen for a number of years. I mean, we keep remarking that last season, a 2-0 down at half time would have been 4 or 5-0 at the end of the game. But now they've got such a. They don't seem to know when they're beaten, even though it's looking bloody desperate, and you're watching it and think, how the hell are we going to come back from this? And all of a sudden, they just drag themselves off the canvas and lay it, like they did on Saturday. I mean, bloody remarkable.
Yeah,
I mean, we were so far off it; it was unbelievable.
Absolutely. And look, the back in the last year, when MK Dons were in embarrassment, they were only 6 wins off what they got last year. They won 14 last year. You lost 22 games last year. You lost nearly half your games. Yeah. If this division was how it should be, and that should be 3 clubs going down, for a long period, MK Dons would have looked over their shoulders and thought,
we were, mate. We were.
Yeah.
There was people saying, if we don't pull a couple of results out soon, we're going to get sucked into the National League.
I think, ironically, it was the Scotland, which was obviously toxic in the end, but Scott Lindsay coming in and that little run up until sort of mid-December pretty much just kept us up. Other than that, we were in free fall come January.
Yeah, we did about 4 or 5 games on the trot, didn't we? And that proved to have kept us up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and absolutely. I think one thing you will get from Paul Warren, you're not going to get this glamour football. It's effective what it does, and I've always described Paul Warren with winning with a football that needs to win quite quickly and quite regularly. But the more I think about it, the more I say that every style of football has got to win. If you play open, expansive football and you get caught out, you get called clueless and you don't adapt. You've got to win. If you play defensive football, the fans are bored. You've got to win. If you play passing football, which I call woke football, which I can't stand, by the way, at this level, you've got to win. But if you play this account, so it doesn't really matter on style. As long as you win games of football and there's an identity there, that's all that matters. And I feel like there is an identity. You're only 19 goals off what you scored last year. You've got character. You've got fight.
Is that all it is? 19 goals?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you scored 50.
Unbelievable.
Last year. So, you're at an important time. I think that I always say, get from the 20 odd points, you're 29, we're 26, getting to 40 is a big ask. So you want to get through the 30s as quickly as you can, get to 40, and then you're looking at, right, get to 50. And when you get to 50, you're thinking, tell you what, we're 25 points away here from getting in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so you just got to break it down. If you average, I think League One's very flame right now because we're 4 months into the season. You only play 17 games. Well, there's 5.5 months ago. You've got a lot of games to play. It's going to come quickly now. So if you could just, I'm a big believer in 3-game weeks. If you win your 3-game weeks, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, that can change everything. 9 points in a week changes everything in this league.
Yeah. Right. I mean, just changing direction a little bit. Ched Evans, a controversial figure, perhaps to some. Some people wouldn't touch him with a barge pole after, well, won't talk about that, but and if you're not sure what I'm talking about, Google it. Is he getting any sort of issues with opposition supporters, or is it done and dusted?
I think the thing to know is Ched Evans was found not. So for me, again, he wasn't guilty, and he's had a lot of stuff going on in his life.
But you know what people are like. This is what I'm saying.
People are like that. You've got to have thick skin, and Ched has that. And he's a quality operator. He really is, and he gets on with it. Fans do give him stick, but again, at the end of the day, that they don't know anything. I'm a big believer. Would they go?
Well, most football fans are ignorant.
Yeah, they won't go to his face and say that, would they? They won't go and meet him after the game.
No.
If you had a chat with Ched Evans, you'd come away and thinking he's a good bloke, and he's a good footballer, and he's still got it. He's not lost a yard of pace. I'm honestly surprised at the legs that he's got. I wasn't a massive admirer bringing him back to the football club, but he's done a very good job.
How old is he now, Nappers?
I think he's 37 or 37.
Really? I didn't realise he was that old.
But he's one of those clever people that he doesn't get the goals or assists that he shows for it, but he makes those. He just gets his body in front of you. The second goal, he gets his body.
He was always a very awkward player to play against. A bit like Patterson. He could be very disrupting in his play, and stir the bloody, make the, we notice it with Patterson. Like, full-back centre-halves can never go to sleep because, Patterson will be on them. Like, I get the impression that Evans is still like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he can still score goals. He can still disrupt, and he's still got it. So, he's a good player for us. And I am glad we brought him back because there's experience in him.
Because he played for you before, didn't he? When was it? 2019?
Yeah, between 2017 and 2019, I think. 2020. Yeah. He made 99 appearances, actually, so he's over the 100 mark now.
Right, okay. Is that it? I didn't. I got nothing
No, I
else
thought you were going to
say.
say something, Cole. I was
No,
gonna say that.
not at all. Not at all. I mean, I
Okay.
remember Ched Evans when he played for Sheffield United, I think it was, and he was
League
scoring
One. Yeah.
so many goals. It was. I think he scored something like over 30 goals that season. He was bloody incredible. And I always find when people like that come, we always seem to trip up against that not notorious player, but people like James Norwood. You know, you know, and there's somebody else I can't. Oh, Cole Stockton. Play.
Yeah.
Hello. What happened?
We can still hear you, Cole.
Oh, you can still hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're frozen, but we can still hear you.
All right. Okay. Cole Stockton. You know, that sort of player when he comes back or plays against us, you just know that we're going to have a bloody rough afternoon with him. You know.
Yeah, absolutely, and he is like that. He's a difficult player, but he's still a classy operator, and still, I think he's good for a few goals at this level. I genuinely believe that he's very intelligent. Yeah.
Right.
No, he's good. He's good. I mean, going into the game, Nappers on the weekend, how do you see this one playing out? So, you know, do you think it's going to be, a good game for Fleetwood? Do you think it's going to be a tough game? You know, a lot of testing there. How do you see it working over the 90?
If we got a point, I'd be delighted. I think that it's important that you get a point away. You know, you just keep the points tally ticking in difficult away ties. And this is our most difficult tie for a long while. I think since Chesterfield away is our toughest fixture. Not to disrespect anyone, but I think we've been fortunate who we've played at home. We've played Harrogate, we've played Shrewsbury, we've played Aki, we've played Colchester at a difficult time. We've been fortunate with who we've played at home. So away from home, we need to start picking up points. If we were to come to Stadium MK and win on Saturday, it'd be a statement. And I'm all about big statements, you know, going away to big grounds and winning 1-0 and laying a glove. If we were to win on Saturday, I feel the rest of the division will stand up and think they're one to watch.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cole, are you with us?
I'm here, mate. Yeah. My camera's gone for a ball of chalk, but I don't know why.
Oh, so we can hear you. It's fine. It's like listening to you on the radio now. So it's all good. It's all good.
All right.
But yeah,
Don't worry, I've got a face for radio as well.
You don't mind if I see you naked, do you?
So, look, Cole, from your perspective, how do you see the game playing out?
I feel a lot more confident, obviously, this week. I mean, we were armed with the knowledge last week against Tranmere that we were going to be out without Murphy, Lang, and Patterson. We both sat here and we both said draw, didn't we? So, I mean, when everyone around us was going, I think the Dons will win 2, and I think the Dons, me and you were a little bit more concerned about what potentially we were going to have up front. I don't think we really thought that Lecco was going to be starting. I don't know who we thought was going to be starting, but I certainly feel a lot more confident this week knowing Mendes Lang's been cleared to play. Patterson's obviously back from suspension, and Collins was back last week. And although he was a little bit ring rusty, I think, you know, sorry, I thought, what? When I just saw that. Safe journey to all the Fleetwood fans on Saturday. But no, I feel a lot more confident than I did last week, and I'm gonna predict a win. I don't know to what degree, and to be honest with you, I don't really care if we win 1-0 or we win 3-2 or 4-3 or 4-0. Just so long, I'm on about, like I said before, Nappers came on. The most important thing for me is we start building a few results now, especially going into Christmas. You know.
Yeah, I mean, from the way I see it, like you, Cole, it's an interesting game, and I'm cliched by saying this Nappers every week, but there is no easy game in League Two, period. Every team on their day can win. It's as simple as that. And we always say every week, there will be results on the weekend. Every weekend, you think, I didn't see that coming. And I think that's that. So it's an interesting one. I think if Fleetwood's had a full squad to pick, I think it would probably be a harder ask. By no stretch do I think this is going to be an easy game. I don't. I think it's going to be a tough physical battle, and I think it'll be one in the middle of the park. That's my take on this one. So, I mean, again, we're at home, we've got character. I think it'll be a tough but scrappy 2-1 Dons.
I mean, no disrespect, I feel a little bit easier looking at this, like I said, knowing that we've got our strike force and Fleetwood are potentially struggling a little bit at the back with injuries, losing.
I think that's what makes a difference for me.
Well, I mean, losing 2 key players. I mean, from what I can work out, Bolton's going to be a massive miss for Fleetwood on Saturday. Yeah. He seems to be very instrumental with everything good that defensively Fleetwood do, and I think they're going to really miss him. Hopefully, we can capitalise on it.
But interesting. I mean, again, interesting. When I looked at the start of the season, we talked about our predicted tables. I had Fleetwood in my top 6. Yeah. So I still stand by that. I still think Fleetwood will surface up to that top 6 towards the last quarter of the season. I think, though, like we've all said on this show already, and probably agree that I genuinely still think that it will go down to the last game of the season for the top 3, let alone the playoffs. I think this league is that tight this season. There are no standouts. You look at the form of the Swindons, you look at the form of Walsall, they're not on fire. The only one that's really on fire is Bromley, who I think could surprise a lot of people and go up in the autos if they carry on. Other than that, it will be interesting to see, I think, the return leg, because it's literally the end of the season pretty much for both teams. So a lot could hinge on the return leg, to be honest.
Yeah, last game of the season.
Yeah, exactly. And that could be we go up autos. Do you get playoffs autos?
Well, we said if everything goes to plan, we said this before you came on, if everything goes to plan, he says, hopefully, it could be some clash on the last game of the season.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I hope by then, though, Cole, in my head, that a draw for both teams would see us both in the top 3, and everyone's a happy winner at the end of the day. But we shall see. But yeah, I don't know. As Napa said, there's a lot of football to be played between now and then. Anything can happen in that time. There's going to be twists and turns and ups and downs for everyone. But I think the weekend, the resilience against Tranmere in that second half, when I generally thought we had no right to win any point, let alone anything else. And if we'd had another 10 minutes, we could have probably nicked it and won it.
Yeah.
If that character's carried on in this game, like I say, it's not going to be easy. And like I say, I mean, when I think Ryan predicted 4-0, I was like, that's really nice, but I can't see it. I just think it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. I think whoever scores first is going to have the advantage in the game. And I think if we score first, it's a
I agree.
Sorry,
I'm not so worried about going behind as I was, because we seem to have this resilience in us. And
yeah, but then I think for me, if Fleetwood go 1-0 up, they'll just park the bus, and I can as we would. To be potentially, in some of those games when you're
well, we do.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing for me. I think I think it's a battle of physicality in the middle of the park. I think that's what will be the teller. And like I say, I'm sticking my neck on the block probably, but I'm saying 2-1 home advantage is probably the thing that's going to carry it over the line if we can get our noses in front.
Have you made a prediction, Nappers? You said you'd be happy with the draw, didn't you?
I'll take 1-1. My heart's telling me 1-1. I think it'd be a really good point, a testament for how far we've come. If we won, it'd be a different matter, but baby steps. I could see us going in front. You never know, but need to get some consistency on the road, I think, because there's been a few we've been really poor away from home. We've not really been in the game. Chesterfield, I thought, were outstanding. Notts County, we were okay. But away at Crawley and Cheltenham in between, I thought we were quite poor, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, it's about getting some, consistency going now. And it's a tough test, 12:30 on a Saturday. I'll go 1-1. We've got a good record of coming from behind at home, but away from home, I want to see us get at teams a little bit more. And why not? Big stadium, expansive pitch, gets a good side, chance to show what you're about. Why not? 1-1.
Okay. You can't see me. I'm sitting here naked at the moment.
Oh, my days. I really hope not.
No, I'm only joking.
Yeah, no, exactly. But no, I mean, Nappers, firstly, thank you so much for jumping on with us tonight. We always say, will you come back for the return leg? Because obviously it will be, again, it's the last game of the season. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. That's my prediction.
Probably something to play for. You're already promoting the win mid-table.
No, in our luck, we'll both be mid-table and we're like, "Hey, what were you talking about?"
Who finishes higher? We're both on 60 points at the end of the year.
It'd be nice, right? It'd be nice. But look, I mean, from our side, genuinely, obviously, the exceptional weekend. Wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks for having me on.
I think you're going to do well. But look forward to it. And again, just thanks so much for your time tonight as well.
All the best, guys. Thank you very much for having me on.
Thanks a lot, Nappers. You take care. Great to see you. Cheers. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. I say it everywhere. I would say I'm waiting for your reaction on the screen, but we're not going to see it, Cole. So there we go.
He is a nice guy. And
he is.
Are you prepared
to see your camera? Have you unplugged?
Are you prepared to sit there for about a minute while I log out and log all the way back in again?
You can do what you like, Cole. If you want to do it, it's fine. There's it's entirely up to you. But I mean, it's fine. We can hear you. It's not a problem, mate. I told you at the start of the show it would not be a Don's Unplugged episode without some technical difficulty arising during the show. So there we go. But no, I mean, like you say, I think it's like I said to you. I think it's no game's easy, but I'm not saying to everyone on this I'm nervous, but I think it's going to be tough. That's for sure. I think Colin's trying to get back in again. One sec, everyone. He's back on camera. There you go. He's back on camera. I was just saying when you dropped off air for a minute, I'm nervous, Cole, about the weekend, and I don't know why.
What about me dropping off camera?
No, not at all. Hey, how many times have I been here before?
You've done well.
But
I don't know why my camera just stopped working. I ain't got a clue. Anyway, yeah, go on.
50p in a meter. But no, do you know what? Like some games, I'm confident. This one.
Well, it's funny. I don't feel nervous about this weekend.
See, I do, but I don't feel nervous we're going to lose. And I don't know what it is, but there's something about this game. Whether it's because we're on the telly and I don't know whether this is all that.
Yeah, but we beat that hoodoo a few weeks ago.
We did. But I mean, again, who knows, mate? I think we'll win 2-1. I hope, as I say, like obviously Ryan and Chris had a lot more confidence. Ash said 3-1 just to put it back up on the
put your predictions up on screen, please.
Yeah, let us know. And,
thanks, Carrie Ann.
Carrie Ann said 2-0. 2-0. There you go. So, love to see it. And again, who do you think's going to score, Cole, on the weekend? If you've got a full squad, who are you thinking is coming on and scoring? Or on and scoring?
I've got a feeling that Collins, Mendes, Lang and Patterson are going to score.
In a 2-1 win, yeah?
Yeah. One of them an own goal, yeah. No,
right, so your tip. What's your tip? Bookie's tip.
I'm really excited about Collins coming back. I really am excited about it. I am, but
I
saw him at Itching. I mean, I know it was Itching Town. But he was ridiculously good. And I think to myself, 6'2". But I think to myself, it could be. It's like a new signing for us. And he's going to be gagging. And I go if we get him back playing Sanders hat trick. If we could get him back playing, getting in the team, I think that's going to really boost us going into Christmas and the New Year.
You think?
I think. I would not suppose. I mean, we're 17 games into the season. I wouldn't be surprised to see Collins on double figures at the end of the season, and that's quite an achievement from here.
Well, if Sanders scores a hat trick, I'll have to make sure my shirt's visible, Cole.
The Colonel. We love it. Have you noticed the club even calling the Colonel now?
Well, I was the one that got it done first. I actually spoke to Mr. Sanders and said, obviously, about the banter. I said, look, before I get it printed, are you okay with it? Because if you're like, yeah, it's really funny, but I don't like it. He's like, honestly, Aiden, it's fine. I find it really funny. So I had it done. But yeah, top guy. Really nice guy, by the way. Met him at the plays even.
And I could not believe how tall he is.
Oh, yeah, no, it's ridiculous, right?
He had snow on his head, mate. Planes were diverting round him.
Yeah, EasyJet were doing.
I did think it funny minutes. When Lecco got sent off. Some bloke squared up to Sanders, and then he looks at him, and then he beat a hasty retreat.
He's like, "You're all right. You're all right." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Some great.
I don't think he'll start, Stephen, but I can see him coming on and scoring in front of the cowshed.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm excited, but my trepidation, if you like, is the fact that he's been out injured. I just don't want to see him get another injury.
Yeah.
So 15 minutes. Who knows, Cole? Who knows?
Look what Don Pauli's written.
Great double act. Laurel and Hardy, Morecambe and Wise, Ernie and Bert. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Was it that way? It's that way. No. There we go.
No.
Indeed, code breakers.
Right.
Thank you, Don. That's really kind. That's really kind.
Yeah,
Ryan, you said, what's it? Hold on. Luca has gone. Ryan, you said 3-0 Bayern. I mean, I don't know. We're not playing Bayern just yet, Luca. I think we need to get promoted a few times to get to the Champions League. But there we are. We're not here to talk about Bayern Munich anyway. There's only one team in Germany that we talk about.
Arsenal are beating them 2-1 though. But I mean,
anyway. Exactly. I've got nothing to say about them. Anyway, Andrew said 3-0 Dons. No clue on scorers. We have more than enough to win on Saturday. I agree, Andrew. But again, maybe I'm just a little bit nervous because I want us to go up and I'm just a little bit overthinking it maybe. But I still think it's going to be a tough game.
I really think that we've suffered misfortune, injuries, and what have you. And I just think, I think our luck's got to change. What did that say? Put that back up.
He said couldn't be a Don's Unplugged without Colin having a technical difficulty. It's pretty much it, right?
I have no idea why. I've got top broadband. I've got a brand new bloody laptop.
Top broadband. Who are you with, Cole?
Yorkshire Water.
Yorkshire Water. All right. Okay. Who's your broadband?
We're with Sky.
Sky?
Yeah.
You still got the dish and you got the little button where I have to move it to get the satellite. Is that what you need to upgrade to the cable, mate? That's it.
Yeah.
Virgin Media, mate. Virgin Media for me.
We've got multi-fast.
I've got the 1 gig broadband, so everyone in the house can be using it, and thankfully it's okay. Touch wood, but it doesn't. Anyway, Ash has given us the scores. He's saying Liverpool. Hold on, the old Mozart. We're coming live with Liverpool 1, a PSV 3. There's a surprise. Yeah. Is he out of a job? That's the question, Mr. Slot. Ash has also given us PSG are 4-2 up against Spurs. And you've got, Luke will be happy, Arsenal 2, Bayern 1. There you go. None of them are in League 2, but I don't know.
Right, what do you want to talk about now? How about Panini sticker books?
Well, I was about to say that talking about Swiss teams and things like that, it seems the right time to talk about all things Panini. And we don't mean the sandwiches.
Oh God Almighty! No, no. I mean, I can remember back in the day. I can remember back in the day collecting the stickers, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Tell you what, carry on.
Oh, shut up! No. And for about the first time in 20 years, Panini have launched an EFL sticker book.
They have, and I tell you what, just as a random, because I was in Germany a few weeks ago watching Borussia. They brought up their own Borussia stickers of legends. So there you go, as Bertie Volks.
Oh, great.
I know. Let's say just an idea for the club. If you want to do legends of stickers.
They used to do postcards in the club.
They did, didn't they? Signed.
And you got and then you went and got those sign outside. But Panini stickers, is anybody collecting them? I mean, apparently the albums are very hard to get hold of, although I understand that the club shop are giving them away tomorrow in between 4:30 and 5:30 while stock lasts, and also giving away some packs of stickers. You all saw Paul Warne doing his little opening the packets and all the rest of it. But I'm going to ask you a question.
Go on. I'm meeting Toblerone, but carry on.
All right, well, if you're already Toblerone, I'll go to the bag. Right.
There we go. What's in the Greg's bag? What's the Greg's feature of the week, Cole?
Greg's feature of the week.
Other brands are available.
I'm going to ask you a question, right?
Go on.
If you were lucky, totally freak result. Yep. If you were lucky enough, right?
Go on.
To not get a duplicate or a swap, as what they're called. How much money? What's the minimum you would have to pay to fill that book up?
How much is a packet?
£1 for 5 stickers.
How many stickers are in a book?
Oh, I'm not making it easy for you.
All right. No duplicates. Everyone was okay. £60.
£160.
Having a laugh, mate.
Now,
jeez. So anyway, go on, carry on.
Anyway, I'd love to know if anybody's collecting them. And what I was going to say to you is...
Sorry. Grant's comment. On the Panini front, he has said, I love how AFC Ponzi's scheme established 2002 in the book.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'd like to know if people are collecting them. And if they are...
Yes, we did, Don, but that was good, crikey, a fair few years ago. Right.
What I was going to say was, if we are, we could sort of say to people, well, look, if you want to do swaps, 2 o'clock at the Casbah or something like that, that was all. I was just interested to know if anybody was collecting.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, mate. It's a good shout. It's a good shout. But I remember, again, crikey, in the 90s, they had not the sticker books, the cards. You had the cards of footballers across all the different... I've got a whole lot of them about that thick. Yeah. And it was like Premier League... It was Division. Yeah. Sorry, I wouldn't even say Premier League. Division 1, 2, 3, and 4. As was.
Yeah.
I had all of those. They were great. I've still got them all.
I mean, I remember all the things like some people will remember this. The World Cup coins from 1970.
I've got the World Cup coins from the Esso collection in 1994.
Oh, yeah, I have as well. But I've got the Esso.
No, 90. Was this in 90? It was Esso tokens.
Oh, okay.
And it was Lineker, Gaza, that team. Anyway, go on, carry on.
Anyway, well, I was just interested to know, because I can remember collecting them and people doing swaps and God knows what.
Well,
absolutely.
Dave, chairman of the MKDSA, evening Dave again, has said we can do a Swapsy page for those collecting. So there you go. The DSA are happy to do that. Dave, let's make it a thing. Do what you can, wave your magic, and let us know, and we'll put it on the show for you next week.
Or... not just necessarily, or you could have what? You could have
nothing, Danny, but 100%.
Every home game there could be like a meeting place for people who wanted to swap them.
There you go. 3-1 Arsenal.
Yes, SO, yes. Yeah, I remember them.
Remember those.
Still got it.
Still got it. Tiger tokens. I remember those. My ESO coins from earlier. Yeah, exactly that. My book is almost full, Ryan says. Ryan, did he spend £100 on it?
Is he collecting it?
Sounds like it. Ryan, just to clarify, the Panini book, and you've nearly finished it. Let us know how much money you've sunk into that. Dedication. But yeah, there you go. And if you have got any that you want to swap, Dave's your man on the DSA. He's going to do a swap.
I do know that you can buy a big box of them, and I think there's about, I don't know, however many. Like when you go to a supermarket and they're all sitting there.
Yeah.
And in the big box. I know if you go on Amazon, you can actually buy a whole box of them. So
you can. Don's DSA sticker album. There we go.
And we know that Paul Warren's got a few spares.
He has. And Ashley said, I have the 2012 Olympic 50p collection. There you go.
Really?
The only thing I'll say about those Esso ones, because it was on the blue card where you lifted it up and they're all in. The formation, if you remember. Yeah. Peter Shilton was my first one. And they weren't real metal, Cole. They were like that plastic that was painted.
Oh, like alloy. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. God, that takes me back.
But I can remember like back in the day, 1970, when I was, 22.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm that old. That people always had a handful of these coins, and they'd have like 6 Colin Bell. Ask your dad, or
Colin Bell is. Yeah, go on.
Colin Bell or Alan Mullery. They'd have about 10 of them, but nobody got like I don't know, Bobby Moore or Jeff Hurst or Martin Peters or Gordon Banks or Ray Wilson, Nobby Stiles, Bobby Charlton, Jake Charlton. I could rattle the lot off. Ron Springett.
There you go.
Ron Springett was 66. I apologise.
There you go. Ryan has said that in the book there is no Dean Lewington not mentioned in it.
No, really?
No. Ponzi scheme's mentioned in it, but we're not. Incredible.
I know somebody else who's mentioned. Well, I think who's mentioned in it.
Go on.
Well, we sung a song about him at Wickham one day.
Oh, I couldn't think who you're talking about, Cole. I'm not singing that. We'll never get back on air. Don's did a sticker album. Andrew remembers. Yes, they did. It was a good few years ago. And Dave says, "Can we have an AFC?"
No, Dave, that is a great idea.
Well, I don't know, Dave. I mean, maybe
I've
we
got
just rip the
sticky
page
hands
out.
now. I've got jam, raspberry jam all over my hand.
I rip the page, or carefully slice it with a Stanley knife, like a nice slide along that, and make sure it's cut out of your book. There you go. I'm sure they do the same for us, but there we are. But, yeah, very funny, Dave. Very funny. No, I mean, I used to love doing all that back in the day, but I mean, if over £100, that doesn't seem right cold to me. £1.
No, well, I worked it out, right? I worked it out. Look, I've got a bit of paper here. Look, the figures up.
Yeah.
788 stickers. That's £2 for 10. That's £20 for 100. So that's roughly 160 quid.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Again, forgive me, I'm pretty sure when we did this back in the 90s and 60s, 70s.
Has Colin got World Cup Willie, or is it just the way he's sitting? No, I have got a World Cup Willie, and I've got the World Cup beer glass as well that me dad had. Part of my memorabilia. Yeah, 1966 World Cup mug. And it was,
what did the doctor give you for your World Cup Willie in the end? Did he?
Some cream. It soon cleared up.
Anyway, he's got a good memory, as our Danny.
Yeah. I've got a World Cup Willie glass. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that when they did it back in the day, Carl, I think it was like 20p, and you got like 8, 9, 10 stickers. It was double.
I can't remember that far back, mate. I can remember being paid, going all night out all night for £2.
Yeah, exactly. I remember.
My first pint of beer was 26p.
Yeah, polos were 10p. Digestives you couldn't get in the cup and turn it round. Now you can spin them round. Yeah, but don't worry, you can have a milkshake. No, you can't. You get taxed on that now. But milkshake tax. I'm not happy about that. I really like milkshakes. I'm not impressed.
The first pint of beer I had, people used to say to me, it was so weak, it was like having sex in a boat.
Say nothing, Cole.
Nearest thing to water.
Nearest thing to water. Gotcha. Okay, there we go. Prices change so much, Dave. So
yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, Dave. In all seriousness, going back to it, I mean, it's like people have got hobby. I know that the cost of everything goes up over the years, but £1 for 5 stickers does seem a bit excessive to me.
I'd love, call me a little bit old for it and all the rest of it, but I'd love to collect them. I really, but
there's no age limit for it, Carl. You want to do it? Ryan's doing it. Everyone's doing it.
Standing outside the Casbah, swapping with an 8-year-old.
Well, I don't know. Dave's going to be the facilitator, so there we go. Sounds like Capstick comes home. There we go.
Yeah. But there you go. It's an idea. Dave's picked it up.
Yeah.
If there is enough, if there is enough people collecting Panini stickers, might be an idea to have a little swap zone for all our home games.
So Casbah seems a good place to do it, Dave. There'll be a lot.
Yeah, why not? Traffic. Why not? Over to you, Dave. Sort it out.
There you go. Get a little banner or something up, or stick it on the page. Let everyone know where you're going to be. Get it done. But yeah, absolutely.
Now,
even in the shop, maybe ask the shop manager. Go on, carry on.
Well, talking about the shop manager, we ought to get him on. Christmas stocking fillers and things like that.
I'm not saying anything, Cole. I cannot confirm or deny that we may or may not have had conversations around that exact thing already. But we'll let you know. Whether we can do next week, I don't know. But we will.
I think it'd be nice. I think it'd be nice, and he'll go. And for $12.99, you can have this. Available in all sizes.
Well, it's a great product because you can pay £160 for a sticker book, or for £120 you could get this signed shirt.
A bit like shopping TV. I think we could get
price drop TV where you bid and then it drops.
We could have a little meter in the corner saying, brilliant.
So there you go, everyone. You've heard it live on Don's Unplugged. Colin wants to start DTV, not QVC, DTV, Don's TV shopping channel. Digital channel 500 and something useless. No, I don't know, 600 or 700. There we go.
Right, okay.
We'll do it.
Now down to £5.45.
It is. And I have to say, speaking of things, obviously Yvonne's top that's signed by all the players, the pink shirt that's been signed, that will be finishing at the end of the weekend. So I've got bids. So I won't announce, but I will let the individual know if they've won it. If you still want to do a bid, it's all going to cancer research. Please send me a DM on Facebook. Obviously, I'll let everyone know the offers, and then we'll come back from there. But so it's still open till the weekend. So please, if you can, offer a donation for the shirt. Be generous,
or a bid.
Yeah, exactly that. And say Colin and I will stick some money in with it, whatever the donation is as well for cancer.
Don't you start sticking your hand in my wallet and announce.
Steady on, your sausage rolls might burn. But yeah, no, absolutely great cause, and obviously, again for Yvonne's daughter who passed away from cancer, so that's very passionate, close to her heart. The players have all signed it. The manager signed it. I was there when she was doing most of it because it was at the players' sponsor evening, so I know firsthand that she went round and they were happy to do it for her.
Brilliant.
But yeah, so what's the highest bid? I can't say, Dave, because it's a closed bid. But people can put in a bid. They can let us know. I'm obviously going to validate that with Yvonne, and then once we've got that, if she's happy, then we'll let the aforementioned person know who's won.
Yeah,
so it's still time.
And if Ashley's still watching, I emailed the club about that shirt that they promised me, and they assure me I'm going to get it Saturday. But they said that the other week, so Ashley,
Craig,
we're still trying.
Thank you, Craig, because exactly what I was trying to think. Yeah, they were 20p a pack, 5 for £1.
Yeah.
You usually get 25 stickers for £1, not 5. There you go.
Right.
Oh, to be young again.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, my question to you is, Cole, are you going to get the book? And if you are you going to be at the swap shop?
I don't know. I'm tempted. I did think about it. I did think about it. And I thought I'm a bit old to be collecting stickers, am I?
Not really. You could collect them or get a full book, and then we could auction that off.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm full of tricks. I reckon about £200 will fit it.
That's crazy, right? That's crazy. But yeah, no, I think it's like do it. It's a great thing. It's nice to see them happening again, but I mean, I'm glad the fact there's every league.
I think, as far as I'm aware, our pictures are split. You get 2 players on each one.
I think so, from memory. I could be wrong.
But like Ryan said a little while ago, I think it's pretty bad that Dean Lewitton hasn't been recognised in it. But there you go. And the fairy story that is the pub team has been.
What do you expect? Media darlings, right? What do we know?
Yeah. And while we're on about the pub team, the referee on Saturday, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but not last game, but what a game I was doing the research on the referee thing, and you probably read it because I published it today. Second childhood. Yeah, cheers, Karen.
Very true, Karen.
Karen, you know us blokes are little boys, really. But this referee sent off a Crew player against AFC, and he gave him a penalty, and it was basically looked at by the PGMOL afterwards, and they sent Crew a letter of apology. What a load of bollocks!
What a waste of time.
Yeah, because they agreed with Crew that it shouldn't have been a sending off, and it changed the game, and it shouldn't have been a penalty, and God knows what. And it was just an absolute load of. So I fear he could be a sympathiser.
He could be a sympathiser. Well, we'll find out on the weekend, won't we?
You've been warned.
We have. But yeah, no, good stuff, Cole. Good stuff. Any more tonight? That's the question.
No, any more comments before I go to bed?
If we go, eat the rest of your Greggs, don't forget as well.
No, as they say, my Greggs bag is empty.
How about your Lecco compliment? Sorry, your Lecco hard done by. Are there any left in there?
No.
We're out of all of them.
I'm out of drink. Look, I'm out of drink. Look, there we go.
I think, Cole, we're about 6 weeks away from the transfer window, so that will be some things that we'll be talking about.
Well, we got that to look forward to.
Shows. So yeah, have a think about for the next show, everyone. Who is the best player that you'd like to see us sign if you could do it? Obviously, not ridiculous Ronaldo's Messi's, but realistically, an EFL player you'd like to see at Stadium MK.
I can't remember the guy's name, but he plays for York City. I wouldn't mind seeing him sign for us.
Yeah, I know you mean. I forget his name, but yeah, he'd be good.
Is it Ollie Stevens or something? Something like that. Something like that. I can't remember.
Ashton.
But I mean, we should be, like I said last week, we should be going to clubs and bullying the arse off them with money. I reckon. Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, the fact that we've got a bit of money, that sort of plays in your favour, but against you as well, because the price will always go up.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm sure Fahad will just go, really? Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't forget, I mean, who knows? If only we'd have been the same when it was Will Grigg in the Championship, Cole, but apparently there was a few quid too much. But, there we are.
Yeah.
Que sera, right? Oh, where we could have been. Oh, where we could have been.
Well, if you look, I'll tell you what we'll do in a future show. Yeah. We'll try and put together a team of players that are currently playing or moved on to better things that we got rid of. Like Max Dean, Scott Twine, Troy Parrott.
Well, could have been a team that we had, yeah.
What could have been a team, yeah.
What could have been 11.
We'll give people an opportunity to throw, Brendan Thomas Sunday, David Kasumo, Matty Sorinola, God almighty. The list goes on and on and on.
I like Luke's thoughts, by the way. I just want to go, Arundel and off Swindon will give them Hogan. You couldn't give the guy away, Luke, for nothing. For nothing. Yeah. He's robbing a living as a footballer. He's a fraud. Get him out of the club. Anyway, if you're going to do that...
I get the feeling you don't like Scott Hogan.
Funny that, right? Funny that. Yeah. Hogan and Lecco and anyone else that we want to scrap off.
Poor old John Lecco. I feel sorry for John.
I like John, but I think your point's valid. I think he needs to go somewhere else to start again.
Yeah, restart his career. I think so. Yeah, before it's too late. Anyway, we're past finish time. I think most people have gone home. Patrick Bamford, yeah.
It's Sheffield United now.
Yeah.
Cheek, good shout. Only problem is his age is against him, but who knows, Ash? Who knows? If we went up, would we
only want him for a season?
Half a season.
Offer him 10 grand a week till the end of the
6
season.
months, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, MK Don's Wages is sponsored by Wongalones if they're still going, but there we are. Other brands are available.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cole, sorry, go on, carry on.
I was going to say to you, we're on next weekend. We FA Cup special.
We are Oldham.
Well, I'm not sure it'll be special, but
I think it will. But don't start me on this again, because everyone said, "Oh, yeah, that Colchester game's going to be boring." You came with me to.
I've got him on the end. I've got him on the end.
Look, it's dangling. It's going out like that. You came with me to Colchester, and
I enjoyed it. I admit it. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. And I think we're going to see just as much with the Oldham game. We're going to have a good win. Back into the hat for the third round.
There's a pot of gold waiting at the end of the rainbow. And we'll end up playing away to Mansfield or something.
I don't know. Away to Southampton's probably a winnable game, or Liverpool. There you go. Can you imagine we play Liverpool, beat them 4-0? I think that really would be the end for Slot, wouldn't it? But that'd be hilarious. Oh, that would be hilarious. Anfield 4-0.
That would be the end. That would be the end of him, yeah. Right, so we're back next week, 7:45, yeah?
We are.
Full show. Full
agenda. Lots more twists and turns and off-the-cuff, off-piste commentary, reviews. Colin may have got his Panini book by then as well. If he has, he can share it with
us. You got FA Cup and Notts County.
Exciting.
So if our resident booking agent is watching, we need a Notts County and an Oldham fan.
I believe we've already got people lined up, but we shall see, Cole.
Unbelievable. This show is brilliant.
I know. I tell you what, whoever does it is brilliant, right?
I'll tell you what, one of these weeks I'm going to watch it.
You watched it already.
Right, okay. So we'll be back next week, 7:45. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for our guests, Luke, Nappers, Chris, Ryan, me, you. Sorry about my camera. It ain't us if it got a fault. So there's only one thing left to say. Do you know what that is?
Is there, Cole? Is there really one thing left to say?
Let me have a little think.
Okay.
Say goodnight, Aiden.
Good night, Aiden.
Take care. See you Saturday. Come on, you dons!
Come on, you dons.